2000, the Plattsburgh Cardinals are SUNY champions.
The Lakers did everything they could, and the fans in white disappointed. The fans in reds, memories for a lifetime.
A new season is on the horizon for the Oswego State Lakers. Now that the Lakers know what defeat feels like, they are hungry for that win.
When I get to the rink, I'm doing the same thing at the same time.
An early test awaits.
We worked very hard this offseason to prepare for those.
We're more focused on playing the right way, and we feel like the rest is going to take care of itself.
And we've worked so hard this preseason, I think we can focus on ourselves and get the job done.
As long as we can take steps in the right direction, I think we'll be satisfied with that.
The team in front of me's got my back, and I'm going to do my best to have theirs. If we just play our game and we stick to our thing, we'll be just fine.
Wouldn't it be great to start off the season with a big win?
All I gotta say is Laker hockey is back.
Oh, they're feeling high right now. They're feeling on high spirits right now.
Jackson Arcan, a goal again for Oswego State Lakers. How about Connor Sleeve getting the Lakers on the board in their opening minute? Cross pass intercepted. And here comes the Lakers. Shot there and they put it in the back of the net.
But you know what? They came back and they came back strong.
Shane Bull with an opening in goal. The Lakers extend their lead to 7-4.
I feel like that got some energy, some fire in the guts of Oswego. We're going to win our way back, and we'll hopefully take over the champion.
Own our ship.
This is a production of Hockey Night in Oswego, only on WTOP.
It may be warm in Oswego, but the Deb is frozen over, meaning only one thing: hockey is back. We welcome you to the return of Hockey Night in Oswego, and of course, it's the Purse, Jacob Bradley alongside Jolie Santiago and Sydney Selleck. And guys, how are we feeling today? Hockey's back!
Hockey is back! I am so excited. This is honestly going to be a game to remember for me and for Sydney.
Yes, very much so. This is my first time being an analyst up here on the perch, so I'm super excited to be here, and I think the game is going to be great. So.
Absolutely. It's an honor to be up here with you two. It's going to be a great broadcast per usual. But for now, let's get right into it. We're going to talk a little bit about that preseason recap, because this isn't the first game that we're seeing in the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. We saw a couple preseason games over the last 2 weekends between Oswego and way back 2 weeks ago to King's College. And then, of course, last week, Alvernia came to town. We take a look at the stats right there. Oswego absolutely dominating King's College 9-1, whereas Oswego a little tighter against Alvernia 7-6. It wasn't exactly the closest game in the first game, but Oswego had a little bit of a tough one in the second. We're going to take a look real quick. We spoke to a few of the players and Coach Gosick about that preseason game and how it felt to be back on the ice.
I thought we had a good preseason. 2 games, 2 good opponents. We worked very hard this offseason to prepare for those. And the first game, I thought we did really well. Guys were moving their feet. And
I think we're in a really good place going into this weekend against Hobart. Our goal for the preseason was to focus on ourselves rather than on our opponents.
Whatever with the 2 games, I'm not sure that the way in which the game started out, because of the score, we played like we were watching the score.
And playing well, and then when we played the second game, we kind of ran into a little bit of adversity, which is always good in the preseason because it prepares you for what's to come throughout the year. But I think we're all kind of fed up with the preseason now and we're ready to get going.
Absolutely. We heard from the players there. Let's talk a little bit about those 2 preseason games. Of course, Kings a couple weeks ago, bit of a dominating matchup, Jolie, but last week Alvernia was right there with the Lakers.
Yes, that's totally for sure. I know that the King's College game was one to watch, though, because of how many goals were scored.
Absolutely.
It was just so engaging with the crowd, constantly dancing, singing, chanting. I mean, that was just so awesome to watch.
Yes, no, I couldn't agree more. That game was one to watch.
How about the game last weekend, though, against Alvernia? I think with Alvernia, they really were trying to persevere because they were down for a little bit, then they came back up. So, yeah, I think that was some resistance that they had for the first time in the preseason.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a closer game than the Lakers probably wanted, but not only is tonight the first regular season hockey game of the year, it's also Teal Night, which of course means a lot to the community up here. And, of course, it's week 1. We got the teal shirts out here, guys. We're wearing our little teal ribbons. Jolie's got the teal earrings going here today. But talk to me a little bit about Teal Night and just how big of a game that really is for up here in Oswego.
Right, yeah. I know it means a lot to Oswego. When I got here, people were wearing teal on Tuesdays, and I was like, what is this about? I found out it was to raise awareness for ovarian cancer. So that's really interesting that, Oswego is so serious about this.
Absolutely. We talked to Coach Kosick about just how important Teal Night is. Let's take a look.
Yeah, and it's a really big night that brings a lot of awareness to ovarian cancer. That's something we take a lot of pride in around here, especially with Eddie's late wife, that we try and support her by wearing teal every Tuesday, and obviously this big game that we do, we try and raise as much support as possible, and yeah,
it's very important to us. Obviously, it's a very important cause, one that we keep close to our hearts with Ed and his wife. If you can't get up for that game, then you probably don't belong being a Laker, because that's probably the biggest night for us. And we represent it every Tuesday because we think it's a very great cause and we love to support it.
Blessing for what she did to start this, and we're honored to keep it going. A lot of times things fade over time, and the rawness and the emotion of it wears off, but Mary's spirit, still with us. Pictures over there on the boards with her nonprofit that she started while she was sick with Peaceful Remedies. And so, hey, we're honored to keep that going and fight the good fight.
Right there, hearing from Coach Kosick. Of course, some emotional words from Coach just about Teal Night and overall ovarian cancer awareness. Sydney, I'm going to get your opinion real quick, just about what Teal Night means to the community up here in Oswego.
Yeah, no, just like Flack said, if you're a Laker and you can't get down here to show your support on Teal Night, are you even really a Laker?
Yeah.
And I know, Jolie, you were starting to talk about it, but for those of them at home that may not know about why we put so much emphasis on this game, did you want to go a little more into detail about that?
For sure. Thank you, Sydney. Yeah. With Teal Night, it had to do with Mary Gosick, actually Coach Gosick's late wife. She passed away to ovarian cancer in 2017. But she really, before her passing, made a lot of awareness to it on the campus community, and it became a campus-wide known thing to really celebrate in the month of September, Teal for ovarian cancer. And also, Teal is Tell Every Amazing Lady, so I thought that's cool too.
Absolutely. We're going to get a little bit more into the emotional side of it on the other side of a couple breaks, but we're going to throw it to our first break of the day. Coming up here, we're going to talk when we get back. A little bit of a trip around the SUNY. We're also going to recap last year, and we're going to take a deep dive into the Hobart. Coming up after the break.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at 11:30. It's
no.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30? Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man. Whoa. Did you know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up with that one. Matthew,
look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We welcome you back to the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena. You can see some of the Oswego players taking the ice wearing those teal jerseys, but for now, before we get started with the game, it's the pregame show. I'm the Perch, Jacob Bradley, Jolie Santiago, and Sydney Selleck. And let's not waste any more time before we keep talking about Teal Night. We're going to talk about what's going on around the SUNYAC, because just like us, a lot of SUNYAC teams are playing in their first matchup of the season. We actually have a final score, so let's take a look at some of those graphics from around the SUNYAC. Final score, Brockport taking their first win of the season over Chatham. Of course, Geneseo, per usual, dominating in game one. Other than that, we got Vernonia and Trine. A couple more games also around the SUNYAC too, just to throw out there. Plattsburgh at St. Anselm and King's College, who we saw here just 2 weeks ago, taking on Buffalo State. So I'm going to ask you guys a little bit about some of these matchups real quick on that screen. What are we looking at? You see number 7 Plattsburgh's playing today. That's got to be a game that Oswego's watching, Sydney.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, as you guys, I'm sure, noticed, like, none of those games are conference games tonight, so...
Yeah.
No, that's a big thing.
Yeah, that makes for an interesting play. So it's like they're kind of warming up before we get into the SUNYAC, because that's really important when it comes to the rankings at the end of the season, because you know how those turned out, but we'll get to that later.
Actually, we're going to get to that right now, because we're going to talk about those 2022-2023 SUNYAC standings from last year. Of course, Oswego found themselves atop of that SUNYAC standings at the end of last year, taking home a regular season championship. As we take a look right here, Plattsburgh just a game behind. They wound up taking the SUNYAC as a whole, but Oswego was right at the top of that, and then rather than that, neck and neck all the way through.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I wanted you to talk about Shane Bull, though.
Yeah, so Shane Bull, number 24, he made the 2023 SUNYAC All-Conference third team with 27 points by way of 9 goals and 18 assists.
Absolutely.
Yes, and he leads the team in assists, shorthanded goals, game-tying goals, and he's second in plus-minus with plus 17.
Just a great player. Jolie?
Yeah, and another notable player was Cal Shell. He really came out as a freshman last year, and he was all rookie for SUNYAC. That was a pretty impressive, notable award for him in that way. So,
absolutely. Considering that he didn't start the year in goal for the Lakers, he played his first game in whiteout last year back on November 4th. So it was super crazy for him to get in there and then take home all rookie honors. But now we're going to take a look at just the overall season recap for the Lakers. We saw them winning that regular season championship against Plattsburgh, or just against everybody in the SUNYAC, but then it was Plattsburgh came in at the end in the SUNYAC championship. They were 1 goal short of taking that, but overall a great record to build off of, 17-9-1, and just atop the SUNYAC and a lot of different stuff, Jolie.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that power play percentage. You know, less than 20%. It's a little less than what I think they're hoping or we're anticipating for last season. And you know, there's always going to be those areas that you're not going to be the best in, but it's things to realize that you should improve upon.
Absolutely. I know that was one of the things that Coach Gosick was talking about, was fixing that power play and that penalty kill as a whole. Sydney, so how important is it to get back on track for the Lakers?
It is so important, especially with this being the first game. I think, you know, tonight's really going to set up like what the rest of the season is going to look like. So, yeah. I agree.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The Lakers are going to look to bounce back against the #1 team in the nation, the reigning, not just their conference championship, the national champion, the Hobart Statesmen. Let's take a look at their season back in 2022, 2023. I mean, dominating numbers, 29-2-0. Nobody was beating this team last year. Oswego last year, almost a year ago to the date, lost on the road to these guys. We're talking about the matchup history in a little bit. But one of the things that jumps out to me, Sid, on this stat sheet is the goals against per game, 1.2. Not only was that the best in the nation, but it was the best by 0.3. I mean, that's insane. The second was 1.5, so they absolutely dominated. How important is it, Sydney, to keep the net or to keep the pucks out of the net?
It is so important, honestly, too. And these guys were national champions, so you know that we got a tough game.
Yeah, and they're not going to let up just because they're going up. Also, the Lakers, a great team, but they're going to come out with their best, their biggest people. So
absolutely,
something to note.
It is going to be a tough test for the Lakers. Let's take a look at the Hobart preseason, because they also played a handful of games before getting out here today. And there's actually an interesting tidbit on these preseason games. Of course, Hobart took on Cortland, another SUNYAC team. Cortland kept it close. We'll take a look. 2-1. That's a team that Oswego rolled through last year. That's interesting, Jolie, considering that Cortland gave Hobart a game.
Yes, for sure. And I think what it was, I was reading over the box score and everything. It seemed like Cortland was putting up a really good defense. And I think that's what Oswego has to do today, but better. And that's really it. Going one step ahead, to put yourself above the competition.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't know if we've mentioned this yet, but both teams are coming off preseason on winning streaks. So somebody has to break that winning streak tonight.
No.
So, yeah.
Really good point there, Sydney. Both teams are coming in winning both preseason games. And, of course, Hobart's winning streak lasts way past just the preseason. Of course, the only team to end on a win last year with the NCAA championship game. But let's take a look now at the history between these two teams, because it is quite a storied history. They played together for a long time, and the Lakers have actually just dominated this, 35-8-2 overall. But Jolie, the last time they beat him was back in 2018, November 10th. You guys remember where you were on November 10th, last time the Lakers beat Hobart?
No idea, can't tell you. But yes, that's so true. You know, their record goes back to 1979. That was when it was first recorded that they played against one another. And they were on the Lakers were on a winning streak for 14 years until it was one moment when they lost. And then it was another winning streak for 14 years. But you know what happened? In 2007, they lost again. The Lakers lost again to Hobart. But 2007, if we know, that was the year that the Lakers won the Division III championship. So I don't know. That's kind of seeming like something.
Yeah, no, we saw them a year ago in the cooler, and we took the loss 2-5. And that was that same score from 2007.
I mean, if history repeats itself,
yeah,
not the worst thing in the world. Of course, 4 straight losses the Lakers have against Hobart. They're looking to snap that streak tonight. But early season test overall for this team, playing the #1 team in the nation, preseason ranked #1. So it's going to be difficult for this Oswego team to go out there. We talked to some of the players, Coach Gosick, about just how big of a test this is going to be.
For them, right? We have, 4 forwards, that'll be sitting out, and 2 defensemen, and 2 of the goalies won't be starting. And so how does their mindset shift, right? They still team oriented, they're still positive, they're still the same people that they were a week ago when everybody was going to play. So you see a change in personality, which you can understand people being upset. We're very transparent through the use of video and talking and communication. You try to explain them why and what they need to work on, and sometimes there is no why. Like right now, you could pick any one of 12 forwards to be out, so it's not a popularity contest. It's not liking someone more or personalities as much as who we feel gives us the best chance of being successful. When everything is equal, we err on the side of the guys who have put in the sweat equity and time over the course of 4 years, so an upperclassman would get a nod. If an underclassman is clearly going to give us a better chance, a freshman, the freshman will play. It's not, it's not based on that. But all things equal, we would err on the side of experience and the guys that have paid their dues.
It is going to be a humongous test for the Lakers, but Jolie, I want to get your opinion a little bit on the test within. Kind of what Coach Gosick was talking about was, guys might not play today that played a lot in the preseason. How does that affect the team mentally?
Yeah, for sure. Being a player that's on the bench and watching that team that you've been working with, constantly playing with, and then also played in an exhibition match, it's tough. You want to be out there because you feel like you're up to that level, that you can be out there. But at the end of the day, it's a team effort. You play as coach says, and that's how it goes at the end of the day. But just remember in yourself that you are worth it, and you can keep going. I'm just saying this from also an athletic standpoint.
Absolutely.
It was hard at times, but we always make it through.
Yeah, I was a certified bench warmer when I played back in high school, but no, in Sydney, playing the #1 team in the nation, that's a test in itself.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think the Lakers know, they're coming into this game. These guys are coming off a national championship. This is going to be a battle, and I'm here for it, 100%.
Well, we're getting closer and closer to that battle. We're going to take another break. And when we get back on the other side, we're going to dig a little bit deeper into Teal Night with Kaylee Richmond. We're also going to talk about some of the fresh faces, and it's the return of a Laker. All this and more coming up on the other side.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at 11:30. It's like
no.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one. Matthew,
Broadcast news. Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
la la la. Breathe. La 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 la. La 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 la. Freeze.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
And this year, Hockey Night in Oswego will kick off with Mary's Minutes. And Oswego starts out on the attack early. Jody Sullivan was dealing with Ao Adonai.
Just an example right there of Mary's Minute, what we can expect here today on Teal Night. We'll welcome you back up to the Bird. Jacob Bradley, Jolie Santiago, Sydney Selleck here live coming at you, and we're up close and personal. We almost got hit by this puck during the break.
It flew by my head. I was so scared, but you know what? That's the part of being here.
Part of being here. We're up close and personal with the action. Let's talk a little bit about Teal Night in general. Of course, we talked about it a little bit ago about the importance of it. We saw an example of Mary's Minute. Beautiful cause for a beautiful, just overall atmosphere here in Oswego. So run me through a little bit about Mary's Minute. We talked about what happens and just the importance of it all.
Yeah, I saw that over there she actually has her own seat dedicated to her.
Right.
I think that is really something that should be acknowledged in here. We are bringing awareness to the topic about Mary and her passing. Coach Gosick, you know, that being his late wife, it means a lot to the community here, and hockey is a big part of that community. So it's just something that we really have taken a part of us. It's under our wing now. Like, we really carry that. But at the end of Coach Gosick's conversation that they were having about Mary, they said that he said he hopes it continues on and everything.
Absolutely.
And, you know, with this being his 20th season, I really do hope it continues on. You never know. 20th is a big number. They might be like, hey, time to go.
I think this will be a tradition that lasts beyond Coach Gosick.
Yes.
Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. But that's not the only thing here tonight. It is the return of hockey here at Oswego, meaning we're going to see some fresh faces. Of course, a lot of different freshmen out there on the ice today. Freshmen, transfer students, a little bit of it all. So let's take a look at just a little bit about how these fresh faces have been adjusting to the ice.
Because we are a seasoned team. As you said, we're very veteran-oriented. We got about 12 or 13 veterans coming back, so it's nice to have that leadership in the locker room where it doesn't just fall on Quinn or Shaner or I. We're just a representation of the guys in the locker room, and there's a lot of guys who are leaders, and it really helps us bring the new guys in and understand our culture and get them prepared for what's to come.
There's little things that I've tried to take from them, and you know, with talking, whether it's at practice or at home, just kind of little things that you know, he's seen at the next level that could always help improve our game here. You know, just try and get that type of information out of him. And no, I think our relationship's been great so far, and I'm excited to see what the future holds.
I'll just do it real quick. Yeah, of course, just new players on the ice. It's going to be difficult to see if they can get out there, find a spot, and keep that spot. Of course, we saw Cal Shell, somebody who was a new face last year, and how he adjusted and stole that spot right and hasn't let it go since. But also returning to the ice, not just a freshman, but somebody who we lost last year back on that after battling an Achilles injury, Tristan Francis. We're going to take a look now at a bit about his road to recovery.
It's that time of year again.
opening day. A day every athlete looks forward to. But for Oswego State defenseman Tristan Francis, this one means a little more. Francis missed the entirety of last season after suffering a lower body injury in the preseason, but Francis is ready to get back on the ice.
It feels awesome. Obviously, after last year, my season didn't really go as planned. But being able to be back in here, being able to help the guys out as much as I can, it's been a long time coming, that's for sure.
Last season, Francis watched his team reach a SUNY championship from the sideline, unable to join in on the action. This has given Francis another fuel source going into this season.
Absolutely. I feel like last year was, I guess, a step in the right direction, but obviously we came short of our goals. It's kind of hard to it's kind of hard to watch them from the stands and seeing them come a little bit short and just being able to watch them. So I'm pretty happy to be able to come back this year and just do everything I can in order to help us achieve that goal this year.
Francis will lace up for his first game back tonight and on a special night with Hobart coming to town for Teal Night. I'm Kyle Spizak, WTOP 10 Sports.
Great to see Tristan back there on the ice. Of course, it was a non-contact injury that kept him out for an entire season. He's back out there tonight. We'll talk a little bit about our experience through playing sports or whatever. Dealing with an injury, it's not just a physical recovery. A lot of it's a mental recovery as well.
Yeah, most definitely. I know that when I got injured in my sport, I used to play volleyball. It was devastating, you know. And also, back to what we were saying before, when you're sitting down watching other players play, that is just so mentally draining on you. So it's really amazing to see that he stuck with it and he didn't give up and is here now today and has a potential to play. I know he played in the exhibition.
Right.
So I
should see him on the ice.
Yes, exactly. I was going to say Francis looked great during the exhibition, so you know, it's good to see him back. Definitely.
It really is. I'm excited to see what Tristan can bring back to the offense for the Lakers. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to throw it up to the booth. We're also going to talk about the atmosphere behind me right here in the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena, and it's a bit of a milestone for Coach Kosick. All this and more coming up on the other side of the break.
Could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen and can briefly
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a closer to that one.
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
We are ever so close to puck drop for the first regular season game of the 2023-2024 season. But for now, we welcome you back up to the perch. Jacob Bradley, Jolie Santiago, and Sydney Selleck once again. We talk about the atmosphere. It's filling up as we speak right behind us in real time. We need one of them time-lapse cameras going on behind us as the crowd continues to file in with the special occasion tonight. Talk to me a little about the atmosphere.
Yes, definitely. It's so nice to see the arena filling up with all the teal shirts, just it's a great atmosphere in here.
You think we're going to see any Halloween costumes out there, Jolie?
Most definitely. I mean, I kind of have Halloween pants on. It's a nice orange. Yeah, I was trying to. But honestly, yes, this arena over here is filling up. But also, they're giving out free shirts,
Absolutely.
Teal Tuesday shirts that are right here. So it is really nice that they're doing that. And the students are here, and they're really here to support a good cause. Like Tyler Flack said earlier, if you're not here at this game, you're not a Laker.
Absolutely. Not only is it Halloween weekend, it's also Teal Night weekend, as tomorrow we bring you full coverage of women's hockey. They're also celebrating some Teal Night stuff tomorrow, live at 3 o'clock right here on WTOP 10, playing the counterpart of Hobart. William Smith College is the girls' side of the college. Of course, they split the college in half.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be taking the ice tomorrow for their first regular season home game against William Smith in the Deb. Like I said, we're going to cover it fully here on WTOP 10. But we're going to throw it up to the booth with the Dapper Yappers, Kyle Spizak and Kenny Gerard. Guys, take it away.
Thanks, Jake, and we're up here. We're giving you the mustache report out here today. And more importantly, Kenny, the USCHO poll rankings came out, and at 1 in the nation, who's sitting there?
Well, it's no surprise. It's going to be the national champion, Hobart Statesman, sitting up at number 1 in the preseason poll. No surprise for me.
No, I mean, you take a look at this team, 29-2 last year, and then they lose virtually none of their star players. They retain almost the entire team. They're coming in just as strong, if not better, than the year before. It's hard not to put them at number 1.
Yeah, I mean, they come back in. They have 5 of their top 6 scorers still here. 1, 2, and 3 still on the ice for them. Plenty of guys coming back, not a lot of losses. And, well, it's going to make them another powerhouse and another run for them this year.
And they were unanimously voted the number 1 team in the nation, getting 20 first-place votes in the USCHO poll. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. Getting a unanimous vote, it means a lot to them. I mean, they had perfect score, 20 out of 20. Not one other person thought, yeah, maybe these guys are just a little bit better than the Statesman. I guess it's the Statesman rolling on top.
And the Lakers are sitting at 11. But taking a little bit of a deeper dive into it, today is an important game for Coach Ed Gosick, as this marks his 20th season as the head coach of the Lakers.
20 seasons with the Lakers, and another big night for the Lakers. Of course, it is Teal Night here in the Deb, as we previously mentioned, and it's a big night for Ed Gosick.
And we asked Ed how he felt about going into his 20th season, and this is what he had to say.
My thoughts, I've survived. Thank God President Stanley built this arena. I think if we were still over in Romney with it, felt like, 0 ice chips in the air every practice, I'm not sure I'd still be doing it. So the MCC has added years onto my coaching life. But no, it's not a job, right? I'm very grateful, blessed to be able to do something that I love, and being an alum, obviously that means even more. You certainly don't want to disappoint or let your fans down. And I've always said it's not about me. It's about the program and our culture and continuing that, and the importance to our local community. Really just the caretaker of the program here, and time will come, hey, I'll be done, and then you hope the next person, will carry that same attitude and passion too.
And I mean, just like Coach said, I mean, it's hard not to love that job.
I mean, no, absolutely. I mean, it's been a great job. He's done a great job with the program. He had a great season last year, taking him all the way to the SUNY Championship. He's been on fire ever since he's been in the Deb, and he's been a great coach for the Lakers.
Yeah, and as we take a look at some of his stats as a head coach, Gosick, National Coach of the Year in 2007, SUNY Coach of the Year in 2019, 10, and 2005, and he was an assistant coach here for 13 years before, going from 1990 to 2003, and in that span of his coaching, Kenny, 376 wins, 124 losses, 73% win rate.
Well, when you do the math, 73% is a pretty good number, and 10 NCAA tournament appearances, 4 second-place national finishes, 4 conference championships. I mean, the list goes on for Coach Ed Gosick. He's just been phenomenal ever since he's been here.
And it started way before then in 1979 when Coach Gosick was a player for the Lakers. But another coach who's been around for quite a while now, Hobart's coach, Mark Taylor, been there just as long as Gosick. This is his 23rd season as the head coach of the Statesman. And taking a look at some of his stats, 12 NCAA tournament bids, 9 20-win seasons, 21 10-win seasons, and 13 podium finishes in his conference.
And to put the cherry on top of that, He got a ring last year. He won the national championship with the Hobart Statesmen last year. And, I mean, if you look at his record, 378, 174, and 54, that's another huge winning percentage. 2 powerhouse coaches today.
Yeah, and it's this 20th matchup of these 2 head coaches who just have absolutely dominant tenures at their schools. Like you said, both coaches a national championship to their name. And it's hard to go against either one of these coaches when both of them have won National Coach of the Year. And Mark Taylor, he won the ECAC West Coach of the Year 6 times.
I mean, you don't win Coach of the Year 6 times for nothing. I mean, this guy has been excellent for the Statesmen, beyond exceptional for this team.
And a big part of why they've been so successful, it's who's been in between the pipes, Kenny. Looking at Oswego, I mean, coming in last year, freshman Cal Shell, absolutely electric coming in his rookie season. 23 games played, a 2.13 goals against average, 553 saves, 923 save percentage, and a 14-8-1 record.
Yeah, you can't argue with success like that, taking his team as a freshman into the SUNY championship, leading them to a SUNY regular season title. Shell has been a monster between the poles, and not much getting through him, that's for sure.
No, and on the other side, playing just as good as Beaver. I mean, 20 games played last season, 104 goals against average, 955 save percentage. He has virtually let nothing in behind him.
He has let nothing go by him, and as they say in many sports, defense is what wins game, and well, Beaver's living proof of that.
Yeah, I mean, 18-2 on an entire season as a starting goalie.
Unbelievable. I mean, they've both been great.
But now, shifting it from goalies to the whole team altogether, what do we expect for both teams coming up this season?
Well, we expect good teams. We expect a good matchup tonight. Both teams top 11 in the country. Oswego, like you said, sitting at 11. Hobart sitting at number 1. These are 2 ranked teams in the nation. I think they both got something to prove. Oswego trying to come back and maybe take the SUNY crown back from the rival who's ranked number 7, Plattsburgh.
Without a doubt. And I mean, like you said, just Hobart, if they continue to do what they did last year, I mean, they had a near perfect season. 2 losses on the entire campaign. It's hard to argue against that. That's near perfection. Oswego, obviously tough loss in the SUNY championship last year. Hoping to make it back and take home the win this year. They're just gonna have to put some pressure on offense and keep boosting that offensive side of the game and stay out of the box.
Right, and we think Hobart's gonna kind of come in and do, well, let's do the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They don't have to change anything from last year. They just want to take the same path they did, ride it out, and go back to the national championship. While Oswego, they got a few things to work out, but they can make their way back.
Without a doubt. And we're going to quit yapping our traps for a little bit. We're going to send it back over to the perch, and we'll be back for puck drop.
Thanks, Kyle. Thanks, Kenny. They talked a little about the season expectations. Let's talk about the expectations for this game. They're playing the best team in the nation. Sydney, what do they got to do?
Honestly, all I have to say is if they can play anything like they've been playing in the preseason and keep that offensive side up, they're going to do okay, I think.
Exactly. That offense really needs to come in strong right now, right at the first probably 20 seconds of the game. They've been able to do that in the last exhibition matches, so I think if they could do that for this game, that will be a show and tell for how the game will go.
Absolutely. Coming out strong is going to be the key for the Lakers, but we're going to take a quick break. On the other side, we're so close, guys. Players to watch, picks, and puck drop. All that and more coming up on the other side of the break.
No kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTLP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTLP.
La 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 la. Free. La 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 la. La 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 la. Freeze.
We welcome you back to the Perch here as we are just closer to countdown to face-off. But we welcome you back up to the Perch. Let's get straight into it with some of the players to watch. Jolie, take it away.
I'm going to say for Hobart College, you got to watch Artem Buzovaria. He has 4 goals last season, 13 assists, so in the center, he's really a powerhouse.
And for my player to watch from Hobart, I have Luke Aquaro. He recorded at least 1 point in 23 games. He led the team in goals and the nation. Recording 7 game-winning goals. So
what about for Oswego?
And for Oswego, I had Brett Fudger. You know, the last 2 preseason games, he scored at least 1 goal in each one. He's young, he's hungry. I have faith in him if he sees time on the ice tonight.
What about for you for Oswego?
Yeah, so Daniel Kulabufo. Honestly, he's a transfer from Holy Cross, D1 school, so he has some experience under his belt, but also he's just very versatile in terms of how he's playing, but also just in general, so gotta go for him.
Absolutely. We're going to throw it down to National Anthem singer Res Vensenal with our playing of the National Anthem.
And after a long offseason, Laker hockey has returned right here in the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena as the number 1 Hobart Statesmen are about to face off against the number 11 Oswego State Lakers. Thank you for joining us all today on tonight's call. I'm Kyle Spizak alongside my partner in crime, Kenny. And Kenny, we have an absolutely amazing matchup to open the season here today.
Yeah, we have a great matchup. We have two powerhouse teams, two teams expecting championship dreams. Some of these guys have dreams for times like this, and they're going to go for it this season.
Without a doubt, and a very special game to open up as well for the Lakers. Starting off the season on Teal Night, which, as Laker fans know, is in honor of Mary Gosick, who passed away from ovarian cancer, and the whole purpose of this is to raise awareness and show support.
Absolutely. And today's game it seems to be more than hockey. We have a great awareness brought up today for head coach Ed Gosick and his wife Mary. We have the jersey in the stands. We have Mary's Minute coming up very shortly when this game begins. It's a big day for Oswego hockey and the program as a whole.
And for those who are unaware what Mary's Minute is, the first minute of the broadcast, it will be silence from us commentators, as the crowd noise will be the only thing over the airwaves for the first minute of the game, before we join back in after that. A nice tradition to honor and celebrate the memory of Mary.
Yeah, great tradition, and it's tried to replace that moment of silence. We'll get a moment of crowd and energy, and we feel like that's what Mary would have wanted from the crowd. She wants some energy. Everybody gets riled up, pumped up for the first minute of each period tonight.
First minute of the first period of the first game of the 23-24 season. As starting for the Oswego State Lakers, at center is Connor Sleeth. On right wing, Jackson Arcan. Left wing, Daniel Calabufo, with Tristan Francis making his long-awaited return to defense alongside the captain, Quinn Warmoth. On the other side of the ice, the Hobart Statesmen will be starting with Luke Aquero, Alexander, Shane Schell, Cooper Swift, and Austin Maurer. In net, Damon Beaver for the Statesmen, Cal Schell for the Lakers. Is called. Tripping will be going to the Hobart Statesmen. And just a minute into the game, the Oswego State Lakers find themselves on the first power play of the season. Kenny, as we know, one of the things that those Lakers really struggled with last year was the power play. One of the worst percentages in the SUNYAC, only converting on 19.6% of power plays.
Yeah, not the best number for the Lakers. That's definitely something they're looking to improve. Only getting 19 out of the 97 goals available for them.
And we pick back up play back behind the net as they're going to get it up to the point for Bala. Over to Arcan. Arcan on the wing. Arcan's going to take a shot that's going to go into the legs of a Hobart defenseman. Arcan receives it once again on the wing. He's going to take it down. Drops it back up to Francis. Francis, D to D. Gets it to Flack. Flack with a shot, and that's going to be blocked. Back up to Flack at the point. Looking for Gato in the center. Couldn't connect. Hobart's just going to chip that one all the way down the length of the ice.
Good play overall from Hobart so far. Great clear for the team, and Beaver doing what he's done best all of last season, so far this season.
And coming down with a little bit of speed, Shane Bull. Back in the corners. Bull's going to ward off a defender, get it himself. Up to the point. McQuaid's going to keep control of it. Sleeth with it now. Sleeth does the spin around. And up to the point, Warmoth's not able to keep that one in, and it's going to be called offsides. Now, to give us a closer look on what that whole first minute of play was like, we're going to send it to our sideline reporter, Kaylee Richmond.
Thanks, guys. The energy in the Deb is electric as we had just started our matchup with the Hobart Statesmen. I'm Kaylee Richmond, your sideline reporter for the evening. But let's talk about Teal Night. So it is a night of Laker hockey that has much importance both on and off the ice, as Teal Night raises awareness of ovarian cancer in honor of head coach Ed Gosick's late wife, Mary. Mary Gosick passed away of ovarian cancer in 2017, but that has not stopped the Laker hockey community from keeping her spirit alive with the annual Teal game matchup, as there is a teal hockey jersey placed on the seat of where Mary used to sit for every game. These traditions that are upheld at Oswego tie the community together, and what better way to celebrate a great cause than a hockey game? Now back to you guys.
Thanks, Kaylee, as the faceoff's one back to McQuaid. McQuaid's going to drop that one back behind the net. A bad shot up in front, and it goes just over the top of the net. Shane Bull with a shot, goes just high. McQuaid recollects it at the top of the circle. Gets it over to Wormuth. Wormuth with a shot, won't leave the ice. Taking it back up now is Cooper Swift. They're going to dump it back in, and they're going to go for a change. Picked up back behind the net by Wormuth. Wormuth taking it by himself, a little bit of speed through the neutral zone. Takes it down below the goal line. Wrapped back up, a shot from Sleeth at the point. 1 second left on the penalty, and we are back to even strength. Rocco goes back, picks that one up. Rocco with a nice move, gets around. 2-on-1 opportunity, A.J. Ryan. Looks for Dickinson, and it's a shot opportunity. It's going to get pinned in the legs. And they're throwing shots at each other right away. Ryan Dickinson with his helmet off. Kenny, it's madness only 3 minutes into the game.
It's a madhouse in the Deb so far. A lot of physicality. Like we had mentioned earlier, these are two competitive teams looking for big wins to open off their season. Oswego looking really good with good gap control in their defense, looking solid, putting the pressure on Hobart. Well, Beaver has just been excellent so far. Has let nothing get by him, and like he's been doing all of last season, making excellent saves and really putting himself out there for his team.
Without a doubt. I mean, Oswego came out with fire there, showing really good offensive pressure against such a dominant defensive team like Hobart. As Dickinson's going to pinch down on that one. He's going to go out of the zone, pass back to Bala. McQuaid coming up across the ice. They're going to drop it back. A shot opportunity that's going to be paddled away. McQuaid at the half board, tries getting it down. It's going to be a scrum alongside the boards. That one's going to be taken out of the zone and dropped back by Grimshaw. That's going to go off of Oswego player, and Shell with a huge save. Brett Fudger takes it across, but it's offsides. Just a little too much anticipation on that one, Kenny.
Yeah, you know, that gave Shell a little warm-up shot down there. He wasn't really looking too much, and a nice play by the Hobart defense, little mistake by the Oswego offense, and, well, Shell does what he's done best and makes a good save.
Shell doing what he does best, keeping pucks out of the back of the net. As the faceoff's won by Hobart. Coming across now, pass up to Aguero. Aguero takes a big hit from Gato. And Gato's coming up with the puck now. Trying to pass it up for Shane Bull, knocked out of the air. And a stick goes flying into the crowd. That's a souvenir for a fan. And Gato's going to cross-ice pass that one. Gets it up to Nolan Barrett. Barrett with a quick stop. He's going to take a rip, goes off the high glass. Back out of the zone. Delayed penalty on the Hobart Statesman. Oswego with 6 men on the ice. And that will be the touch-up to get the penalty. And they're going to call an interference on the Statesman after a stick goes flying up and over the glass.
Yeah, you know, that's a nice souvenir for Teal Night for a fan. And so far, Oswego has looked very good. They have been, you know, communicating well. Passes have looked good. Not a lot of sloppy plays, as they're now going to get another chance at a penalty. And, you know, like we were talking about earlier, their conversion rate not the best last season. And, well, you got to start turning around at some point. We figure now should be the time.
Kenny, you think they let him keep the stick?
I think so.
There's a lot of activity in front, but it's going to get back out in the corner. Hobart trying to clear it out. Stopped at the point by Francis. Francis dumps it back down in behind the goal. Picked up back by Gato in the corner. Wrapped around for Fudger, back up to Arcan. Arcan with a start and stop, creates some space. Tries getting it low to Fudger, will do so. Reaching up for Arcan, just a little out of reach, couldn't connect on the pass. Shell says, I'll launch that one up myself as it goes up to Sleeth. Back to Sleeth. Over to Francis. Francis bounces it off the boards, goes up to McQuaid. And it's intercepted by, and a tire blown. Hobart with a 1-on-0 chance there, and a big save from Shell. Daniels had wide open ice right in between him and Cal Shell there.
Yeah, and that's what Hobart's been doing really good at. Their gap controls I had mentioned earlier, they're right there. They're in the back pocket of the Lakers all day, and so far that's given Hobart most of their opportunities.
As Bull gets this one down the corner, McQuaid picks it back. To Bull. And it goes back out to Daniels once more. Daniels just going to ice that one down the length of the sheet. 30 seconds remain on the power play. And Sleeth battling with some Statesmen down in the corner before Calabufo wraps it back up to the top. Bolt ties up a player, but they're able to get it back out of the zone. Shell will play that back behind the net. Shell with a fake pass. McQuaid can't handle it. As it's a 2-on-0 opportunity once again for the Statesmen, and Shell stands tall. Spread eagle, he gets the pad on it.
And that's why we talked about him earlier. Both goalies putting on a show.
Belov brings it back up. And Belov gets it again. Belov with a shot that goes off of Shell. A lot of pressure in front, and they're able to clear the zone. Recollected at center ice by Hobart before dumping it back down in. Back behind the net once more to Shell. Baker trying to bring it around. Dickinson stands tall. Baker takes down a Statesman in the corner, as it's now picked up by Oswego. And that's going to be dumped in across the red line. Rocco on the forecheck. Semrad. Semrad with some pressure before Fudger dumps it back down in. Back behind the net to get it is Bieber. And this one's going to travel back into Oswego's zone before it's picked up by Nolan Barrett, who takes a hit. Hobart keeps possession of the puck, bringing it back around the corner. Up to the point to Perryman. Up to the point and a shot from Lastman. A lot of traffic in front, scrum going down, players getting pushed all over. Refs are going to get in before that can go anywhere else. Physical game to start, Kenny.
Yeah, very physical game, and we're seeing a little bit, we saw last weekend with Oswego against Alvernia later in the game. Things got a bit chippy and a bit physical, and so far it's been physical, and that has been working in Oswego's favor. But turning the pressure up, everybody seems to be doing their job. That seems to be very important. Hobart is flying around. They are everywhere. Every time you see a teal jersey, you see an orange jersey.
And that's really just a testament to this Hobart team. They are fast. They're not, some of their players aren't the largest, but they are quick and they are physical. As the faceoff goes to the corner, Warmouth going to try to chip it up before it's intercepted by a Statesman. And right in front of the net, able to get out by Oswego. Grimshaw gets tripped up, back behind the net, picked up by Lastman. Lastman coming up with some speed. He's going to get the red line and dump it in. Goes off the ankle of Shane Bull. Gato's going to get that one out before it's dumped back in for Warmouth. Like you said, Kenny, anytime Oswego has the puck, there's two Statesmen right there with them.
Yeah, their defense has been fantastic. There's a big hit there, and yeah, they're everywhere. They're everywhere on the ice. They're flying around, and they're doing exactly what they need to do, and they've quickly closed the shot gap. When they was 4-1 earlier to Oswego Hobart shots, and now it's Hobart in favor of 5-4 shots.
Wrapped back around the net to Warmouth. Warmouth trying to get it across, tipped by Flack. Sent down the length of the ice, and this one will go for icing. Faceoff will resume in Hobart's zone. Kenny, like you said, shots, I mean, Hobart is really starting to pile them on now. We saw just in a couple minutes span, Shell faced some pretty tough looks.
Yeah, Shell has been facing some tough looks, but also Beaver, the same thing. We've been looking down towards the Beaver goalie the whole time, and now it's gone back over to Shell's side. So we've seen a lot of offense come from Hobart quickly.
And Barrett from the point with a shot. Back up to Barrett. Spins and dumps that one in, goes right to Calabufo before it gets blocked back behind the net. Arcan on pressure. Wrapped around by Hobart, but it's kept in at the point by Barrett. Jumped up by Semrad, trying to make a play, but it goes into the skates of a Stateman. Barrett up to Calabufo. Calabufo dumps that one in. It's going to be picked up back by Lally. That one's going to go the length of the ice again, and face off down in Hobart's zone.
Yeah, Hobart's using the icing call pretty good. They've done it quite a lot, and, it's given them an opportunity for a good line change, and they've got a deep bench. This team has a lot of athletes, a lot of great players, and they're going to try and use it to their advantage. They're going to try and tire Oswego, who maybe's bench isn't quite as deep as the Statesman's bench. You know, Hobart has also just been fantastic with keeping the pace up. They're trying to tire out Oswego, and Oswego isn't really letting it happen, though.
And a hand pass is called, so the face-off will resume on the far side face-off dot. Quick play there, not much going on, just a few seconds off the clock, and that's about it.
Yeah, just a couple seconds, and we're looking at another face-off and ready to rock and roll again.
And this one's won by Oswego. Back down into the corner. Facing pressure from a few Statesmen. Stepping down is Dickinson. Breakout passes by the Statesmen. Coming up with some speed. They're going to dump it into the far side corner, and chasing that one is Iasenza. Iasenza tries throwing it in front, but a good defensive play from Smart to chip that one out. Oswego intercepts in neutral zone. Dickinson battling for the puck before it's picked back up by Belov. Belov with a pass and a shot saved by Shell. Back up to the point, another shot, and that one's going to be saved by Shell. Puck was loose, but the referee lost sight of the puck, so whistle is blown and the play is dead.
Yeah, and you know, like we talked about earlier, we had that little shot difference on Oswego with 4 shots, so Hobart's 1 to start the game, and now Hobart 7 shots on Shell, and Shell is seeing a lot of work recently.
Yeah, Shell having to prove he's worth his money, although, you know, college not paid, but still, same sentiment stands true. Showing his worth out there, making some really, really rough saves early here on the game. One out in the corner, Oswego chips it up. Trying to chip it up again. This one will get out. Arcan gets it in the neutral zone. 2-on-3. Chance, and Sleeth will pick it up behind the net. Sleeth battling a couple of Statesmen. No call as Sleeth still down in the corner. Shot from the point from Warmouth. Bounces back behind the net. Thrown back up around the corner. Warmouth's going to pinch in and keep that one in. Arcan back behind the net with some pressure. Arcan gets it. Brings it out to the corner. Back up to Warmouth. Passes it over to Francis. Francis can't keep that one in, but good defensive play. Keeps the play alive and doesn't give up his position.
You know, one thing I'm noticing, Kyle, is Hobart seems to be a little bit more fine-tuned so far than the Lakers are. The Lakers are making very subtle and small mistakes, but they are costing them easy offensive drives and opportunities to, well, get the puck in the back of the net.
Yeah, Hobart's just a very disciplined team. You can see it in their play style. They're playing ahead of where the puck is going to be, not where the puck is at that point in time. And they're just so fast, it's hard for Oswego's defense to keep up with them.
Like we've been saying, we see at least 1 orange per teal, sometimes 2, and they're everywhere on the ice. And if we see the Lakers tend to clump up a bit, we see 3 guys right down with each other. And Hobart spread out well and trying to spread the ice and make some more opportunities for themselves.
As Flack's going to come down and get this one, give some assistance to his defenseman. Warmouth with the hit in the corner, goes back up to the point. Patterson passes it over to his D partner, and a shot from the point. That one's going to hit the boards. Player down in the crease as they have a opportunity from the shot, and Shell gloves that one. Warmouth going at it with a Statesman in front of the net. A lot of pushing and shoving going on. Warmouth and Fontana going back and forth at each other. But no penalties will be called. They'll both be sent back to their benches. 8:05 remains in the first period of play here at the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena as the Oswego State Lakers and Hobart Statesmen are tied 0-0.
So far, physicality has been the name of the game. And, you know, Kyle, something I am noticing, Oswego 3.7 goals per game last season, Hobart 4 goals per game, and we're well over the first halfway point in the first period. And, well, no goals from either side. It's been a defensive game.
Now alongside the half-board, Oswego battling. It's going to go back down into their own zone. A race for Semrad in a race with a Hobart player. As a Hobart takes a fall into the corner, now coming back out is Semrad. Semrad passes it up to Barrett. And Barrett's going to try to drop that down in for Fudger. Fudger throws a body back behind the net. A lot of shoving going in the corner as the puck is stalled alongside the boards. Pushing continues to keep going on as they get it out to the point. Barrett with a shot opportunity blocked. And Hobart, very good passes within their own zone. using effective breakout passes, finding the open space on the ice, and really utilizing it to their advantage, Kenny.
Right, that's exactly what I was saying. You see Hobart spread across the ice. Everybody's got a man, but they're spread out. They're making opportunities. In a play like that, you need a guy down there to help out your goalie, and that's exactly what happened.
Now coming down with some speed and a shot that's going to be gloved away. Beaver freezes that one. Faceoff will be in the far side. Faceoff dot in Hobart's zone. And Beaver standing on his head so far. He's faced some pretty tough shots alongside Cal Shell. Both of them doing their job, keeping them out of the back of the twine.
Right, and like I said, we were talking about them a lot earlier for a good reason. As we see a replay here, Beaver, a nice save again for him, and it's been the Beaver and Cal Shell show so far. They have both been great at stopping the puck from getting to the back of the net, as there's another save there by Beaver.
And taking a look around some of the games in the SUNYAC right now, Fredonia playing Trine. That game is tied up at 1-1 apiece right now. 0-0 here in the Deb, as this is the first night of action across the SUNYAC. A lot of games going on tonight, Kenny.
Yeah, all out-of-conference games, but a lot of action going on tonight around the SUNYAC. And we're going to start to see where some of the teams are lining up for the season.
As A.J. Ryan's going to get the puck at center ice, goes around the Laker wheel, just chips that one into Hobart's zone. Trying to keep it alive, but the Statesman, Iasenza, finds a way to get it back down into the zone. Shot by Daniels, goes wide. Picked up by Baker. Baker gets it alongside the wing to Ryan. Ryan coming down with some speed, gets caught up by a Hobart defenseman. Baker throws it back towards his way. And a whistle is blown. We will see what for in a minute. Appears a contact with the bench, so the faceoff will be in the neutral zone in front of Hobart's bench. And taking the faceoff for the Lakers will be Connor Sleeth. Faceoff stays in the neutral zone before dipping back down into Oswego's. Francis picks it up down in the corner. Francis going to chip this one up the boards, and Sleeth does a jump around move, tries to get the puck, but Hobart beats him to it. Warmouth takes it now. Warmouth with an opportunity, a shot blocked away by Beaver.
Another excellent save there by Beaver, and he's been on top of it and been on the edge of his skates all night long.
Back behind the net, Beaver going to pass it off to his defenseman Swift. This one's going to be picked up by Belov. Belov going to dump it down in. Chases the puck before it's thrown back up to Flack. Flack going to chip it around, trying to find Shane Bull. Just out of reach, Hobart recollects it in the neutral zone. Before Oswego gets it, Shane Bull down on the chance, and a shot, 2 shots, and it's saved by Beaver. First shot, rebound opportunity, and he shuts that one down too, Kenny.
Close the padlock with Beaver. He's been fantastic. Absolutely nothing getting by Beaver. And like we said earlier, nothing getting by Shell. We're now even up again on shots, 8-8 each team, as we see the replay there of the beautiful save by Beaver. Bull with a lane right to the goal, and Beaver said, no, not today. He's going to make another stop.
And both of these teams shot-wise very similar. Last year, Oswego averaging 35.9 shots a game, as Hobart averaging 40.9 shots a game. So both of them very high shooting teams, high scoring teams with really potent offenses.
And we're to see that we are still at a 0-0 game with less than 5 minutes left here in the first period.
As Bull's going to take this one and drops it off for Grimshaw. Grimshaw does a start and stop before he gets pinned in boards. Down in the corner, Grimshaw still has it. He's going to do an escape turn before he gets pinned up against by Swift. And that's going to escape the zone. Back down is Semrad. Semrad's going to pick that up, drops it back behind the net to Barrett. Barrett coming across the blue line with some speed before Hobart intercepts him. Puck in the neutral zone. A battle goes for it. The Lakers are able to push it forward. Sleeth on the forecheck. Pass back by Hobart. Hobart with some fancy passing across the neutral zone, dropping it off for Aquero. Looking for a backdoor pass, and there's going to be a delayed penalty on the Lakers. Back up to the point. Hobart moving the puck around Oswego's zone. And the puck's going to be called dead. The Lakers will find themselves in the box for the first time of this regular season. Something we saw them do quite a bit last year, averaging about 3 penalties a game. as Brett Fudger is going to find himself in the box for 2 minutes.
Yeah, and Brett Fudger is going to go to the box for a little bit. And as we had mentioned earlier, the power plays for each of these teams. Hobart had 22 power play goals on the season, while Oswego had 19 power play goals on the season. Hobart, it was just fantastic on their power plays, and you're going to take the opportunity when they have one more man on the ice.
Shot goes wide, back around the corner. Up to the point, Swift. Passing around the top of the circle is Swift and Shell. Swift gets it at the point. Looking back door and a huge block from Calabufo. Back behind the net, a lot of battling going on. Francis with the puck before it's wrapped back up around the corners. Swift with it in the center of the ice. Passing it around and a shot opportunity goes wide. That's going to be cleared out of the zone, and the Lakers will be able to get a line change. Joining the ice now is Dickinson and Baker up front, Rocco and McQuaid.
The Lakers doing a great job there, spreading the ice, playing their zone, staying in their area, and, well, just shutting down any shot opportunity for Hobart with now having less than 1 minute left in the power play as they clear it again.
2:47 remains in the first period, 51 seconds remaining on the penalty as Hobart has it behind their net. They're going to take it up, pass it up to Fasig. Up to the point, dropping it down is Patterson. Patterson gets it down into the corner, wrapped around to the far side corner to Fasig. Five-man scrum in the corner, a lot of bodies getting thrown around. No movement of the puck. And it squeaks out into the corner before going into another scrum. It's going to be picked out by Hobart, and Hobart gets a shot opportunity. Saved by Shell. McQuaid's going to dump that one down the length of the ice, and Oswego will go 1-for-1 on the penalty kill to start the season.
Good start for both teams on their penalty kills, and a good start for the Lakers. Beautiful save there by Cal Shell. Beautiful dump and a good set of defense there for the power play.
It's back in the corner. Hobart has possession. Try to dump it back behind to Iasenza. Barrett's going to pick it up. Tries to bounce it off the boards before it's picked off by McDaniels. Up to Wuth. Iasenza with it once more. Iasenza throws it back behind the net before Shane Bull gets it. Bull trying to send it out, but it's going to go off the skate of an Oswego player and go all the way down the ice for icing. Face-off will resume in Oswego's own zone.
You know, Kyle, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm caught a little bit by surprise. I know we talked a lot about the goalies and how they were fantastic last season, but I was expecting maybe at least a goal or two in the first period from high-scoring teams, and well, so far, I haven't seen any goals on either side. It's been excellent defense all around for both teams.
Yeah, 9 saves apiece for both goalies, Beaver and Shell. Just playing fantastic within their cage right now, making some really, really hard saves. Both teams have had some very good offensive opportunities, especially on the power play.
A pretty even matchup so far, like you said, 9-9 shots. Each goalie seeing the same amount of action, and so far, Oswego's playing up to the pace of the number 1 Hobart Statesman.
As Gato's going to take a fall on the forecheck, Flack on the pressure. Going to go all the way down the ice, icing, face-off in Hobart zone.
Wells, we're under 1 minute left here. We've seen a lot of the same action. Me and you have been saying the same things. Defense has been winning games, and that's what's won Hobart their national title last year was their defense. Their defense was fantastic. Locked down in almost every single game. They were great in the penalty kills we had mentioned before, and Oswego right now is playing up to that pace, and they're trying to, do the same thing Hobart's doing, playing some great defense, keeping a good gap control, and so far it's been working out pretty well for the Lakers and for Hobart.
Yeah, taking a look at Beaver in specific on Hobart, in 20 games played last year, going 18-2, he averaged only 1 goal against him per game.
That's an unbelievable stat.
That
almost seems unreal.
Near unreal. As the puck is tied up down in the corner, no movement. Slow pushing back and forth. This is not what the fans are wanting, as the fans are getting a little bit upset over the lack of play.
Kind of like a boxing match and the two boxers are hugging. We're kind of at that standstill right now, waiting to see something happen as time's expiring, only 15 seconds, and there's the ref.
And the ref finally blows the whistle after a good 15 seconds of no movement at all whatsoever. A lot of battling from both teams down there in the corner, trying to freeze the puck, keep possession of it. 14 seconds left in the period. Don't want a silly mistake now to be the reason that you get haunted in the future.
That's right. Both these teams need to play just some good hockey for just a little bit longer and, set themselves into the first intermission, hopefully scotch-free on each side.
As Sleeth is set to take the face-off for the Lakers. Opposing him is Fontana. Fontana taking the draw for the Statesmen. Sleeth for the Lakers, as it will be won by the Lakers. Up to the point, thrown down in the corner by Francis. Arcan trying to do something with it there, but Warmoth's going to have to drop back. Francis just chips it down in to end the period, saving a potential opportunity for Hobart there. Hobart had a player streaking out very fast, but Francis steps up, makes a huge play there to just dump it in at the end of the period. Get back to the locker room, regroup, refresh, rethink things. But taking a look at that first period, Kenny, obviously 0-0. A lot of action though, 9 shots apiece. Walk me through what you experienced.
Well, I experienced some good defense and some absolutely amazing goalie plays. We've seen it all in the first period. Those goalies were fantastic, like nothing get by them. Like I said, they've seen the same amount of shots, some great shots, some tricky shots. They were just about doing everything they could. And like we said earlier, defense wins games. And right now, both teams are trying to prove that defense wins games, but each team needs just a little bit of offense.
Yeah, 0-0 game. Like you said, very defensive matchup here. The goalies, so far, the top 2 stars of this game. Pick who you want to give it to. They both made outstanding saves. Offense, they've looked good. The offensive have looked good. They just keep on going. If they can get more shots off, one of them's got to go in eventually. One of these goalies can't go on the extreme hot streak they are right now. They can't maintain that the entire time. One's got to go in eventually.
Yeah, one's going to go in eventually, like you just said. And, I think it has come a lot down to with the defensive zones where people are playing too clumped together. You maybe got people coming up a little bit too far down the ice in big groups, and you have just the goalie and 3 people coming at them. It's most likely not going to go in the goalie's favor. They've had great defensive help so far.
And Hobart, you can really tell part of the reason they've been so dominant in this game in the sense of getting the puck down in Oswego's zone with ease, haven't had much trouble getting through the neutral zone, is they are always you will never find a player on that team standing still. They are constantly moving, they are quick, and they are spreading the ice out like you said. But we're going to throw it to break. When we come back, we have the intermission show with Jolie, Sydney, and Jacob Bradley. Stay tuned here on WTOP 10.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30.
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a closer for that one.
Broadcast
news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
La la la. Breathe. La 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 la. La 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 la. Freeze.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
Down, still no score from the Deb as Hobart scoreless after one, as well as those Oswego State Lakers. For now, though, looking back up to the Mercs this time for the intermission report. I'm Jacob Bradley, joined by Jolie Santiago, Sydney Selleck, and for the first time tonight, Kaylee Richmond's up here as well. So, Kaylee, I'll start off with you right off the bat. You were down there and amongst the action at ice level. Talk to me about how that was for you.
Absolutely. The energy was so high. Everything was great. The fans brought their A game with cheering on everything. It's 0-0. It's really anyone's game. The Lakers had a couple close goals, but I really think the Lakers can pull through on this one.
Some big hits down there at ice level as well.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, a lot of physicality in this one, but let's talk a little about the early offensive opportunities for both these sides. We saw a lot of it was dominated down here from the Statesmen, just really peppering Kyle Sherrill early. And then the second half of the first period, if that even makes any sense, we saw the Oswego really start going after the goalie.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely saw that. And I was actually over there behind the goalie, Beaver, but it didn't seem like anything was getting to him. He had everything. It was all easy for him, it seemed. But, like Kaylee said, anyone's game.
No, definitely. A lot of the early opportunities, too, kind of had me thinking, like, oh, no, here we go. But, I am genuinely shocked the score is still 0-0. Yeah. It really is anyone's game, so.
Absolutely, yeah. Again, anyone's game.
Anyone's game indeed. 0-0. It's almost like the first 20 minutes didn't even count. Let's take a look at the period stats, though, because there were some statistics, just nobody found the back of the net. So let's take a look at those right now. Just a little bit of an update as to what we're looking at. 16 shots from the Lakers, 0 for 2 on the power play, though, Jolie. Not exactly where the Lakers want to be.
No, for sure. Remember before how we were talking about really capitalizing on those power plays? This is not a good start to that. So if that is something they could work on for the next couple periods, they could still do that, and they should really use these opportunities wisely.
Yeah, and Sid, the face-off's pretty even, neck and neck from both these sides. Yeah,
no, they both have had opportunities on the goal, and I'm not really sure what's going on, but I'm sure they're in the locker room right now trying to figure it out. It's the first game,
Absolutely, still feeling things out, knocking some of the rust out as well. 16 shots, though, Kaylee Richmond, by the Lakers. Not a single one finds the back of the net.
Not a single one. But, again, a lot of room for improvement on the Lakers side. I think that the Lakers could bring even more energy, even though they came out storming. But I think there's always room for improvement, and I think Ed Gosick is in there kind of encouraging them to go even more, go harder.
They're putting a fight up against one of the toughest team in the nation, according to the UCHO with the poll, ranking them number 1. But a big reason why is the men between the pipes. They have come to play today. That's why we're looking at a 0-0 score. I mean, we've seen it from Damon Beaver, and of course on our side with Cal Shell. So just both goalies have been playing outstanding so far.
Yeah, I can totally agree. When it comes to each of the goalies, they're being a wall for their team. And the fact that they're there for their team like this really helps their teammates know, okay, I need to protect them because these guys are coming after each other. Like we were talking about the physicality right there. Yeah, it's just a heavy game right now with the physicality.
Let's talk about the visiting goalie, Sydney. Damon Beaver. I mean, he has just been absolutely great. We talked about how low the goals against average for this team was. Big reason why is Damon Beaver. We're seeing it tonight.
Yeah, no, exactly. I would have to agree. I think he's definitely being tested tonight.
Yeah.
And it's really, I'm interested to see the rest of the game.
You see right there, Kaylee, 16 saves already.
Wow.
Insane.
Insane. That is insane, but very impressive performance so far.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit about Cal Shell, who's been equally as impressive as Damon Beaver for the Lakers. 9 saves in 1 period worth of play, and the save percentage is pretty obvious. He hasn't let one in yet, so it's been perfect so far. Sydney, we saw it last year a lot from Cal Shell. We're seeing it again this year. When the pressure is there, Cal Shell comes through.
Exactly. I agree. I could not agree more.
Jolie, what do you think?
Yeah, Cal Shell, being all rookie last season for the SUNY, really gave him that confidence, I think, to show the rest of the team, also just being a sophomore, that he can do what he's asked to. He'll go out there and perform. And, I think it's also interesting, the new transfer that came in, Brandon Milberg, he's also a sophomore. So I feel like they're both really probably pushing each other, sophomores trying to rise up to show the upperclassmen, hey, we're here. We're ready to be those goalies that you need.
Absolutely. A little bit of competition in that goal after the first couple weeks of the preseason. Cal Shell seems to have locked it down in the net. But now let's take a look at the trip around the SUNY. Some of the teams, we teased it back in the pregame show to get a little bit of an update as to exactly what's going on. Some games right here. We talked about the final in Brockport earlier as they beat Chatham 2-1. Couple more finals. Geneseo 4-1 over Newman. They once again start off 1-0. It's got to be 20 seasons straight here of 1-0. They have dominated the first couple weeks of the season historically. And of course, we're looking at Buffalo State and Kings 1-0. Fredonia and Trine, which is on the screen right now, tied after 20 minutes of play, much like we are over here. And then Geneseo 4-1, which is of course the final over there. And then Kings College, after 20 minutes of play, they're down to Buffalo State 1-0. What game on this one, Kaylee Richmond, is standing out to you? What are the Lakers looking for here? What are they watching?
Well, I'm looking at the Kings College game, Jacob.
Yeah.
I mean, we just played them a couple weeks ago, and they have something to prove.
Yeah, I think that all of those games right now, the SUNY is leading, of course, without the ties. But it's good to know that our SUNY competitors are doing well because we're going to be going against them later in the season.
Absolutely. Certainly want to keep an eye on those SUNY competitors, Sydney.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree.
Yeah, no, you want to keep an eye on those teams because they are going to be taking trips to the Deb. They play them 2 times throughout the rest of the season. But let's talk a little bit about what's going on right now, the game at hand. 40 more minutes of ice time for both these teams. Let's play coach for a second. What are you telling your players when you're in the locker room right now after 20 minutes of physical, hard hockey without a score?
That's a great question, Jacob. Thank you.
Guys.
Really thinking about that one. But, yeah, I think the guys are playing really good right now, both sides, really keeping up with one another. The physicality does throw things off, though, for me, because as I'm watching, I know it's like a game of just getting aggressive with one another and pushing each other. But sometimes by getting in that mental state of you're trying to get at somebody, it's kind of taking away from your focus of the game, and that's helping your team lead in goals, in assists. So that's just something I think to
team effort.
No, I agree. Like Jolie kind of said, they're keeping up with each other.
Yeah.
So I think they're in the locker room right now, like trying to figure out each other's weaknesses.
Kaylee, quick thought?
Absolutely, yeah. They're playing the #1 team in the nation right now. They got to step it up.
And they're hanging tight with that #1 team in the nation. 40 more minutes of hockey coming your way. After the break, we're going to go back up to the press box with Kyle Spizak and Kenny Gerard for some more Laker hockey. Second period coming on your way on the other side of the break. We'll be right back on WTOP 10.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen.
I don't know how many times. Pretty focused. He was cutting. We had fan cams and them on his hand.
I was looking over the line. It looked great.
What's going on?
That was really good.
We're going at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30. Yeah.
It's 10:30. Movie is 10:30.
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. Did you know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a closer with that one. Matthew,
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
If you still want to do an interview with whoever, go down on the physical ice and shoot it from these guys. So you know in the pool, you understand the problem.
And welcome back in for Period 2 action here at the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena and Convocation Hall in Oswego, New York. Although it is hockey season, a hot one out today, 70 degrees, and you can feel the heat in the rink, Kenny.
Yeah, you can feel the heat inside, you can feel the heat outside. We're getting closer to Halloween, and I'm surprised at the weather. Remember Whiteout last year? It was almost 75 outside in November.
I mean, you know what they say, Kenny? It's hot outside, but the action on the ice is a whole lot hotter as we have a 0-0 matchup going into Period 2. The number 1 and number 11 teams in the nation, an absolute dogfight to start the season.
Yeah, we are seeing a dogfight to start the season. Both teams looking superb, both teams looking good. Everybody's doing what they need to do, but there's one factor missing from each team right now, Kyle, and that is what?
That would be goals, Kenny.
That would be a goal. Both teams still searching for a goal here in the second period of action here in the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena. Thank you for joining us back again here on Teal Night. We got a great set of action coming here for the second period.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, if it's anything like the first period, then we're in for a very physical and a very fast game. As taking the face-off for the Hobart Statesmen will be Buzavera, Iasenza, and Daniels. Calabufo, Sleeth, and Arcan on the other wing. As face-off goes back down into Hobart zone, breaking it out. They're going to throw it across ice before trying to do a center ice pass. Shell's going to try to go out and play that one. Risky move, but manages to work out. Nothing bad happens from that. Francis on defense, trying to create some separation, but Hobart's just holding on to the puck. That one's going to get out of the zone, going to be recollected back by Patterson. Patterson throwing it up the boards to Iasenza before it's sent back down to Beaver. Patterson back behind his net, hits the quick escape turn, creating some space. And Kenny, same thing right away. Their off the puck game is so good.
Yeah, they're everywhere. They're on the puck. They're spreading out. They're making plays happen. And it looks like Oswego started to do a little bit more of the same as we see another stop there. Oswego seems to be spreading the ice, seems to be a little bit more active than we've seen in the first intermission or the first period. And you think it went into the intermission with probably head coach Ed Gosick saying, "Let's fly around, guys."
And I'm gonna have to ask you a quick question, Mr. Coach Kenny. What do the Lakers got to do to get one on the board here?
Well, they got to make some good spacing, good passes. Those little mistakes where they're losing the puck to Hobart has got to stop. If Hobart can make a few mistakes, Oswego may be able to capitalize. But don't forget, Kyle, that can go right the other way for Hobart's favor.
And you heard it here first from Coach K himself. As Baker down in the corner trying to keep it, but Hobart's going to be able to break this one out. Up around the boards. Up to Shell. Shell's going to get it. He's going to glide across the blue line. Not going to try to get up. Tries stick handling it from his knees before Oswego takes possession of the puck. Dumping that one down in is Gato. Gato on the forecheck before Bull picks it up, wrapping it around. Dickinson on the pressure, gets past him. Gato's going to keep it in before taking a bit of a shove. And back into Oswego zone, picked up by Barrett. Barrett with a quick start and stop, moving up the ice himself before chipping it down into the corner, a little shovel pass.
And here it is again, Hobart flying around the ice, and Oswego starting to make some zones. You see 3 guys start to close in when there's too many far away. It seems like Oswego's getting a better idea of their zones in this period so far.
As Semrad's going to chase that one back behind the net, facing some pressure from Hartman. Battling alongside the corner. Grimshaw's going with Hartman. Hartman's going to lose the puck in his feet before it goes over into the corner. And tossed up the ice. Barrett trying to do an around move. Couldn't get past Lastman. Lastman a bit small for a defenseman on Hobart, number 55, but not using his height as a negative. Really uses the speed to enhance his game and be able to beat the races to the puck in the corner.
Yeah, maybe he's working really good with the hockey aerodynamics. He's flying around, and he's just there. Every time, tall, small, doesn't matter. He's there. He's hungry, and he's poking. He's pickpocketing all game long.
Kenny, you do it all. Don't you coach and aerospace engineer?
Maybe something like that, maybe.
As Will Crane brings it down in the corner before again taken down by a Laker. Francis chasing into the corner. Heavy pressure from Duclair. Noah Bull getting his first minutes of the game out here for the Lakers right now as Warmouth's going to take that. The captain's going to take it himself before dumping it down in and taking a shot from Will Crane. Duclair's going to pass it up. Trying to connect with a winger, just a little bit too far to Fontana. Arcan with a shot. That one's just going to go a little bit wide of the net. Dickinson comes down to pinch in and keep that going. Smart. Before going back up to Baker. Baker transitioning over to grab that puck. A shot opportunity in front, but it's going to be picked up by Iasenza. Pushed off that one. Baker's just going to dump it back down in, and Oswego's going to get a line change on the ice now. Calabufo and Arcan.
Lakers were really close there. They were knocking on the door, but nobody was home and no one there to put the shot away.
As icing call will send this one back down into Hobart zone. And like you said, right there, a perfect opportunity in front. Just Hobart doing a good job collapsing in on their goalie, not allowing the puck to get through the high slot.
Right, and they've been great with their spacing. Like I said, when it's out and it's being passed around, you see them out around the ice, but when it gets close to the goalie, they come crashing in, almost like hunters looking for its prey.
And Sleeth loses that face-off. Hobart will take the draw. Trying to fly by, but it's going to be stopped in the neutral zone. That one's going to be dumped down in by Iasenza. Intercepted by Daniels. Daniels trying to throw a shot on net. Goes a little far. Aquero looking cross ice for Daniels. Daniels muffs that one. Battle below the goal line as Iasenza is going to come out with the puck. Gets it up to Daniels. Daniels bringing it up to the point. And a shot from Wuth, but it's going to be saved by Shell. Redeflected puck off the high glass, back over the side, and Oswego's taking it out of their zone now. Semrad's going to get the red line and just rim that one around the boards. Down the corner, picked up by Swift. Swift trying to move it up to Alexander, back to Swift. A lot of blank space on the ice for Swift. As Alexander's coming down now, that one's going to be poked away by Shell. A good defensive play from the goalie. The sophomore goaltender starting to learn a thing or two, you can tell from last year. Some more smart goaltending moves, not leaving his net as much, but he's still maintaining that aggression.
Right, he is being aggressive, but he is maintaining his zone and doing his job. And like you just said, they're looking for a blank space in the ice to write their name on the scoreboard.
As Shane Bull tries chopping that one from the back of the goal line. Trying to do his best Patrick Hornquist impression, but it can't get out. And a shot in front! Warmouth scores! Quinn Warmouth! Warmouth with a high slot snipe, lasering into the top right of the goal, and Beaver has been beaten as the first goal of the season goes to Quinn Warmouth.
That's the first time we've seen one get by Beaver all season long. Like we said, we're still 10 for 10 for shots here. And it was great. I mean, he just found the gap. And like I said earlier, it was a small defensive breakdown. We didn't see enough guys by the goalie. And those small mistakes are what's going to make a difference in this game for Oswego or Hobart. The small defensive breakdowns is going to cost either team. And right there, it cost the Statesmen a goal.
Yeah, exactly like you said. Both teams not making many mistakes. It's going to be those few mistakes that are capitalized on that really determine the outcome of this game, as McQuaid's going to get that one back into the neutral zone. Shot from the red line goes off the glass. Trying to shoot that one down was Lassman before it's sent all the way back down to Hobart's zone, and icing is called. Face-off will resume in Shell's den.
Yeah, and Shell looks a little, happy over on his end. He didn't see a shot go by him yet, and Hobart now, they have to look at making a few small changes, not much. It was just a small mistake, in my opinion, that costed Hobart that goal. And what they got to do now is not get shaky. If they get nervous and they start playing a little conservative, that may cost them as well. They just got to go back out there and keep playing their game. It's been working all so far, and like I said, it's been one mistake that cost them.
Exactly like you said, just one defensive breakdown for Hobart. The other parts of their game have been all around solid as Dickinson keeps that one at the point. Dickinson gets a shot. That one's going to go off his stick, and the kick is good.
The kick is good right through the uprights and into the stands.
And the assists on that goal going to Tyler Flack. Beautiful pass from the corner. Just pressure down in the corner. Warmoth creeps down from the point, finds that open high slot. Perfect pass right to him, no hesitation, gets it on its stick, immediately rips it.
Great offensive communication, great offensive play, great passing, and like I said, to beat one of these two teams, you're going to have to play great.
As coming up the ice with it now is Fontana. Fontana's going to take a hit at the red line. Semrad. Ryan chasing down in the corner. He's got heavy pressure on a Hobart player. Duclair with it now. Duclair's going to do a quick escape turn. Tries to do something with it. It's going to flop back over into the other corner. Play kept alive at the point by Fontana before it trickles into the neutral zone. Back down in. Barrett grabs it before passing it back to Semrad. Semrad gets it up to Rocco. Rocco trying to do a chip pass off the boards, but miscommunication there. And Duclair's going to sail that one from the blue line all the way into the netting.
Another one up towards the nets, another high shot there. And, well, both these teams now are going to feel a big boost of energy. You feel the momentum shift a little bit towards Oswego now. As they're coming on the ice, they're energetic, they're excited. They just went up 1-0. We've seen the first goal of the game. Well, Hobart, they know they got to fight back now. Now they're down 1. They need at least 2. So they're going to be fighting. It's going to be a lot of high energy here. And like we've seen earlier, we're going to see a little bit more physicality, and we're going to see a great game.
As that one goes out quick in front, Shell able to react and keep it out of the back of the net. Down in the corner, battling for it now is Fontana. Coming up now, Oswego Sleeth trying to get it up to Calabufo. Calabufo is going to battle for it before it's thrown into their own zone by Iasenza. Chasing it back is Wooth. Back up to Iasenza. Iasenza rips it across the ice. Finds Shane Shell. Shell coming down now with some speed, trying to get the wraparound opportunity, and Shell gets his pad there and blocks it.
Another good play by Shell. Heads up play. He saw him come around the back, dropped the pad right in the way, and he did exactly what he needed to do and prevented a Hobart goal. And Shell's just been doing what he needs to be doing. I mean, he's just been good. He's played well. He's done the basics, and we're going to get a replay of the shot here. Comes around the back of the net, and, well, there's Shell stopping the puck.
And Kenny, I'm not exactly a math guy, but if I'm not mistaken, that was a Shell squared play. Shane Shell shooting the puck for the Hobart Statesman and making the save, of course, Cal Shell.
Shell for Shell.
It's coming down now. Shane Bull has an opportunity. He's going to shoot that. That goes right off the waffle board. Back in center ice. Bull still has it. That one's going to roll off the blade of his stick before McQuaid has to come back in and pick it up. Gato now. Gato with an opportunity. 2-on-1 for the Lakers. Trying to get a shot. Shane Bull with a shot. And a huge save from Beaver. Coming down the other way now. Hobart before they turn it over in the neutral zone. Picked up by Grimshaw. Grimshaw with a fake shot. Trying to take it out wide. He's going to take it back behind the net. Pushes off a shove. And Fudger's going to throw a hit against Duclair in the open ice. Dickinson gets it at the high circle now. Tossing it up to Fudger. Fudger going to turn it around and just dump that one back in behind the net. McQuaid there on the forecheck. Fudger coming across, decides not to take the hit. Hobart enters Oswego's zone. Regrouped at the blue line. Dumped back in by Hobart.
We're starting to see some better spacing again, like I'd mentioned earlier from Oswego. Getting around the ice, moving around, and Hobart's doing some of the same, and that's why we've seen such a low-scoring, good defensive game.
As that one goes out into the middle, but it's picked up by Hobart. A.J. Ryan on the back check gets it. And a delayed penalty for Hobart. That's going to be a high stick call. And the Lakers return to the power play. 10-19 left to go in period number 2 of action. The Lakers lead the Statesmen 1-0.
Yeah, and here we are seeing another power play. Neither team, well, so far this season, has gotten a power play goal. And Oswego now with what would be their 3rd power play opportunity of the game. We're going to see what they can do here, try to finally tack on a power play goal. And Hobart and Beaver are looking to shut it down again and not let another point go by.
As the power play for the Lakers will be Warmouth at the point, joined by Calabufo, Sleeth in the wing, and taking the draw, Shane Bull. McQuaid joining on the other wing. Back to Sleeth, who passes it up to the point to Calabufo. Calabufo down to Bull. Back to Calabufo. And Hobart will clear the zone, goes back down to Shell.
And a good clear there by the Statesman, allowing him to get a line change and a fresh set of legs on the ice.
Dumping that one down in was Warmouth. Goes around the corner. Arcan's going to keep that one in. Picked up by McQuaid, gets it to the point to Warmouth. Warmouth with a shot and gloved away by Beaver. Interesting thing about Beaver, if you notice, bit not standard for a goalie. His gloves on his right hand.
Yeah, that is a little weird. I didn't really notice that until you just said it, but that is a weird thing about him. But you know what? I mean, why would he change it? It's been working for him so far.
The left-handed goalie is an anomaly that's not very often seen in hockey. As back behind the net now, Oswego's got it, throwing it in front, trying to find Flack, who will dump it back down into the corner. Goes up to the point. Francis not able to hold on to that one. Hobart's going to be able to clear the zone. Back behind the net, 1 Hobart Statesman, 4 Lakers on the puck. As it's picked up by Francis. Francis takes it across the blue line, dumps it down in. Fudger on the forecheck. And a penalty is going to go the way of Brett Fudger, his 2nd of the game. As the scrum is starting to go, a lot of pushing going. A couple of punches being thrown there. As the pushing continues. The refs are really getting in on this one, Kenny.
Yeah, tensions are rising between these two teams. I mean, it's like I said, it's been a low-scoring, physical affair. Oswego on the power play, already up 1. Hobart they're starting to get into it with them.
And with all the action getting hot down on the ice, our sideline reporter Kaylee Richmond has a front row seat to tell us all about that action.
Well, guys, the Shell family just notified me that it's Cal Shell's grandfather's birthday, and everyone here at WTOP 10 and the Shell family would like to wish a very happy birthday to Art Shell. Happy birthday, G-Pa. Back to you guys.
As the Lakers are now coming up along the corner. Smart dumps that one down in. Chasing it around the corner. It's going to be picked up by Patterson. Baker keeps that one in for the Lakers as we have 15 more seconds of 4-on-4 hockey before the Statesmen take the power play advantage. Dickinson skating back against a quick Duclair. Duclair is going to try to dump that one in. Isn't able to do so, and the Lakers get it out of the zone, and a huge play by Rocco, taking a hit, sacrificing the body to get the puck down in the corner and get a change. The Lakers down a man now for the next minute 15 as coming across is Hobart. Down in the corner is Patterson, battling a few Lakers. Warmouth tied up before Flack goes down in the corner and throws a hit. Back out front, and Bull's going to send that one the length of the ice before it's recollected by Beaver. A good clear for the Lakers. They get a change as joining the ice now will be Connor Sleeth, and Daniel Calabufo. Coming down the far side wing, Hobart with a chance there, but it's a little too far, too fast. Goes back behind the net. Dropped off to the point. Crawling along that blue line, gets it over to Shell. Back up to Swift. Shell. Swift again. Aquero and Shell with a shot and a huge block from Calabufo there. Sending it all the way down the length again. The Lakers will get another change. Joining the ice now will be Rocco and McQuaid. Oswego standing strong in this power play penalty kill so far, Kenny.
Yeah, both teams so far standing strong in their power play. Both teams are going to so far improve their penalty kill.
As McQuaid has an opportunity here, McQuaid's going to try to do it back in and misses just by a bit. Short-handed opportunity for McQuaid right there, just a bit far. Hobart back on the other side now as Barrett's going to tie up a man in the corner. Semrad and Barrett battling in the corner. Puck froze. A lot of pucks being froze along the boards, Kenny.
Yeah, a lot of pucks are being frozen along the boards, and it seems like we see a lot of stalemates so far today and a lot of physical action.
As coming out now is Semrad. Semrad's going to take a hit, but he keeps on pushing. And the play is going to be stopped. Face-off will resume at the neutral zone as we take a look at our Oswego State women's team, who's playing the Women's College of Hobart, William Smith. Game is tied 1 apiece after 2 periods of play.
So we're seeing a lot of low-scoring affairs between these two colleges so far. A lot of great defensive plays, I'm sure, on both sides in both games.
As this one's going to be taken back down into Hobart's zone before it's picked up by Lassman. Coming down in with a little bit of speed, it's Fontana. Buzavera gets the puck in the corner now. Before 2 Hobart statesmen go down, and Oswego's got a 4-on-2 opportunity here. Taking out wide, trying to bring it back in. Bull in his skates, can't get it on the blade of his stick. As Fontana tries throwing a hit, and he goes flying himself. Flack gets back, recovers that one. Gato getting the red line and just going to chip that one down in. 5:44 left to go in period of 2 of play.
Good way to just dump that away for the Lakers to get themselves a nice fresh line change and regroup themselves after that 4-on-2 opportunity.
And coming across there, a Hobart statesman goes down as McQuaid's going to throw a body. A good play to create some separation. And they're going to call a slash on the Lakers. The Lakers will find themselves down a man once more as they will return to the penalty kill. 2 and 2 so far on the year for penalty kill for the Lakers. Finding themselves in penalty trouble once more, as they often do. In the sin bin this time will be Francis.
Well, as I was saying earlier, Francis now is going to head himself into the penalty box, and both teams are perfect on their penalty kill, and neither team yet to find a power play goal.
And in last year's matchup between the two of them, Hobart took the win 5-2, and 3 of those goals were power play goals, Kenny.
Yeah, Hobart was absolutely capitalizing last year in the cooler on their power play goals, and while they're trying to look like to do some of the same this year and having another power play opportunity here late in the second period.
Lastman playing the point as that one's going to go back behind the net. A close call for the Lakers. Back up to Perryman. To Lastman. Lastman with a shot and a huge save from Shell, fighting through all the traffic to get it. And another delayed call. And it's going to be on the Statesman. We find ourselves at 4-on-4 once more.
More 4-on-4. It's rare to see it once, but Belov is going to head over to the penalty box to take a look at the replay of the penalty here. We're going to see some more 4-on-4 action, and Oswego's going to get their chance for about a 30-second power play once we get off to that 5-on-4 action again.
And we've seen more 4-on-4 action here this game than at a Wendy's, Kenny.
You know, I love me a Wendy's 4-on-4, that's for sure. But I like me some hockey 4-on-4 too. I can't complain.
You can't complain. You take what you can get, right?
Exactly.
Back behind Hobart, taking it back out of their zone. Shell trying to pick that one up before it's poked away by an Oswego defender. Flack on the pressure. Flack's going to pressure Swift back behind the net. Swift swiftly brushes him off, goes around the other side. Going up the front for Aquero. Trying to find Swift on the other side, and a shot too wide. Back down to Swift. Before he takes from a hit from Semrad, Aquero gets tripped up by Semrad. Aquero getting beaten up down in the corner before Oswego's able to take it back out. Flack going to do it across ice before it gets lost in the skates. And Oswego with a chance here, looking back door for Rocco, and he hits the post. That's as close as you can get. He dings the iron. 23 seconds left on Oswego's penalty before they go up on the power play for about 30 seconds. Back up the middle, Rocco's got it now. Rocco taking it wide. Trying to shoot it on net, and it goes through the 5-hole, but it stays on the red line of Beaver. That's back-to-back opportunities that are as close as they can get for Rocco.
Rocco sending it right off the pole there, and Rocco got all the Lakers fans in the stadium to stand up and have their hearts stop just a little bit as we're going to take a look at the replay here of the play. Comes down, beautiful pass, shot just off of the goalpost. And, well, you know, now looking at Beaver, he might be a little rocked up, a little shaken with Oswego. About to get 31 seconds of power play opportunity in about 4 seconds once Oswego gets back their fifth man.
And Oswego trying to figure out what they're going to do. They're going to send Francis on the ice, it appears. Then they switch him out for Fudger. Power play for the Lakers. Arcan with it at the circle. He's going to get rammed down in the corner by Iasenza. Throwing all the way down the ice for Hobart. That's going to go down to Shell. 12 seconds on the power play for the Lakers. Warmoth taking it up now, trying to make the most of the remaining seconds of this power play before it's dropped back to Arcan. Arcan with a shot just a bit wide. Getting it back up to the point for the Lakers. Over to Warmoth. Warmoth with a shot that goes into the shin pad of Hartman. Belov gets hammered into the boards. And a spinorama coming from Hartman before it's intercepted by Fudger, and Fudger's just going to chip that one in the corner, get a line change. Coming out
both
now.
teams remain perfect on their penalty kill for the season, and so far the power play not working out for either side.
No, power play numbers much lower than normal for Hobart in this outing, averaging about a 22% success rate on the power play. The Lakers last year, around 19%. Pulled it up towards the end of the season, but during that tough middle stretch of the season, they were not scoring on the power play.
Yeah, and now we're looking again on the sideline here. Another puck is frozen on the ice.
More stalemates than chess out here.
That's right.
Going down the length of the ice is going to be picked up by Wuth. Wuth with some heavy pressure from Rocco. As Patterson's going to pick it up on the half board. Patterson across the red line, going to dump it into the far side corner before Shell gets a stick on it. Semrad going to wrap it around the boards. Picked up on the boards by Arcan. A good pass across to Smart. Smart coming across the blue line before he gets pickpocketed by Shell. 1:30 left to go in period number 2 of play as a clapper from the center ice goes off the waffle board of Shell. Tipped, it goes out of the zone. Now racing back for it is Lastman and Sleeth. Barrett, smart move to just chuck it off the corner. Gets the red line, and Oswego will dump it down into the Hobart zone. Calabufo on the pressure, takes a body into the corner with him. Going back up into shot opportunity, and they rim the post this time. Fontana rims a post, but what will the call here be? It is going to be a hook on the Lakers as they find themselves down a man for the next minute of play in this period.
Another penalty, a very penalty-filled second period compared to our first one. Another power play opportunity coming here for the Statesmen as we're going to take a look at the replay here coming down. And hey, you see the hook just a little bit there, and it's just going to be enough to get the call.
And that hook may have saved a goal for the Lakers, throwing off Fontana a little bit, who just hit the outside of the post on that shot. So you find yourself down 2 minutes, but was it a penalty worth taking? That's what you have to find out. As up to the point now is Swift. Back over into the corner, and a shot blocked away by Shell. Back to Duclair. Duclair bringing it up around the top. He's going to shoot it, and he's going to get it past and score. A goal from the point from Chris Duclair.
And Hobart breaks the dry spell of the lack of power play goals. You can only take so many penalties before they come back to bite you, Kenny.
That's right. You know, we've seen a lot of, like I said, we've seen a lot of penalties here. We're going to take a look at the replay here of the shot. What a beautiful pass right between the legs, and whoa, it wasn't even a pass. It was just a straight shot from center ice, and you know, that's exactly what they were looking for. And like we had said, you only take so many penalties, have so many power play opportunities before. Eventually, one of them is going to slip by. And it was small mistakes for both teams so far, and now we've got some action. 1-1 with only 40 seconds left here in the second.
And a lot of really good net front presence. As a pushing match is going down, more and more shoving is going down. That's Daniels. Daniels is going at Dickinson. Dickinson's jawing at somebody else now. And the tensions just keep heating up as now we have a tie game once more. It's more at stake for both teams again. Those tempers flared right back up.
Both teams, high expectations, and both teams, high tempers right now. Both teams are angry. Both teams are hungry, and that's what you see from a physical game like this. You just see tempers flare, and things like that just happen.
Buzavaria loses that face-off. Oswego will take it with 30 seconds left to go in period number 2 of play. Arcade dumps it in at the red line. Chasing down is Wuth. Wuth's going to wrap it around, but Fudger's going to get it for the Lakers. Fudger trying to bring it back inside before Patterson gets a skate on it. Tied up down in the corner now. 3 Statesmen, 2 Lakers. As it's going to pop up to the point to Baker. Baker's going to take a shot. It's going to go right off the glove of Buzavaria. 5 seconds left to play in period number 2 as we get a whistle. And Kenny, I mean, this game from start to, well, can't say finish because we're in period number 2, but it has been fast and action-packed the entire time.
Yeah, this is what everybody was expecting to see. You're seeing a lot of guys come out, and they're energetic, and they're rocking, and they're rolling. It's been a great game, and you can tell it's between 2 powerhouse teams.
As Hobart's just going to take this back into their own zone, drain out the remainder of the period, and that wraps up 2 periods of play here in the Deb. 1-1 game. Hobart ties it up with a minute left in the second period on a power play. The Lakers take a badly timed penalty there, but you know what they say, puck don't lie.
Bro, the puck does not lie. And, well, Kyle, this is about as good as it gets. We're entering the final period of play very shortly. We got a tie game, 1-1. Just about dead even on both sides. We finally seen a power play goal go by. Both teams flying around. Great gap control, great offense, great defense. It's just been a great game so far all around, and this is exactly what a lot of people expected, seeing 2 top 11 teams in the country go at it.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, like you said, 2 top 11 teams, 1 and 11. When you get teams within the top 15 in the nation, it's going to be a really, really good battle. And I mean, we got a pretty spooky matchup here on an October night. But we're going to throw it down to our sideline reporter, Kaylee Richmond, who's there with a Laker.
Hey guys, I'm here with team captain Quinn Warmuth here after the second period. Quinn, congrats on the first goal of the game. Can you tell me what that's like?
Yeah, it definitely felt really good. You know, it's been a tight game here, so it felt good to get the first one. I think there's a lot of positives to take away from that period. We feel good about ourselves. Obviously, we gave up one late, but that doesn't hurt our confidence here at all.
Absolutely. So what's your mindset going into the next period here?
Yeah, I mean, we know Hobart's a good team. We know we're going to have to earn every inch we get out there. So I think we played to our strengths in the second period, and we just have to stay out of the box this period.
Absolutely. Well, Quinn, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Kaylee. And oh, captain, my captain, lighting the lamp for the Lakers, the first game of the year. Gets the first goal of the season for the Lakers. What a better way to do it than against the #1 team in the nation on an absolute snipe from center, from the high slot. But we're going to send it over to break, and when we come back, it's the intermission show. Sydney and Jacob will be here to take it away.
I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel too. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTLP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTLP.
La 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 la. Free. La 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 la. La 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 la. Freeze. La 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 la. Free. La 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 la. La 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 la. Freeze.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
Excuse me, 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen. They become briefly
Who else but the swim and dive team to show up looking like that, but they're repping the green and gold here today. We're still knotted up after 40 minutes of play. This time, 1 goal apiece for both sides. We're welcoming back up to the first, Jacob Bradley, Sydney Selleck, and despite what Kyle Spizak likes to think, Jolie Santiago is also here for the intermission report. But
I am.
Guys, 40 minutes down. This time we saw both teams score. The Lakers got on the board a little bit earlier, but then right back at it was Hobart with a late period goal. But overall, the physicality in this one has really stood out.
Yeah, I really thought that this second period was just going to be a no-scoring period again. I really thought maybe the third period they'll be like, okay, we're here. But they both scored, got on the board. I think that's really good. It shows that it's going to be a good rest of the game.
No, yeah. I agree. The tensions are really high now. I'm seeing a lot of physicality down on the ice. It's definitely a game to watch.
Well, we knew how physical this Hobart team was going to be heading into this one, but we're going to talk a little about the goals before we get into some of the physicality. We'll start with the Lakers, who opened it up in the third with the captain finding the back, and then it was Quinn Warmuth getting by some skaters and just absolutely lighting up the Deb. The place went nuts when that lamp lit up, and then we'll show you the goal for Hobart scored by Chris Duclair. Two really just sniper goals out of nowhere, showing just how much this team, they could just come out of nowhere with it. And finding back in the net against 2 really good goaltenders, Jolie, I mean, it's what you want.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like they really connected on that play there, and the whole crowd was electric about it. because they know Hobart's a good school, good team. So just being able to get a goal on them is really important.
No, yeah, the atmosphere after the Lakers goal, it was ecstatic. I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, we were going crazy up here to see the first regular season goal for the Lakers, and then that Hobart goal silenced them. You heard almost like a large gasp from the crowd because it's almost like poking the bear, isn't it? You know they're going to put some on the board. They were hoping maybe they could keep them at bay for now, but Hobart found the back of the net. We're going to see if they can keep that up in the third, but let's take a look at some of these stats. I'll let you go.
No, I just wanted to say with 40 seconds left in the game also, we were like, okay, we got a second period done.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we do not, unfortunately, fortunately for Hobart fans, unfortunately for Laker fans, we're tied up 1 apiece. The shots, Hobart much better this period. 13 shots on goal this period as opposed to 6 in the first one. Total of 19. The Lakers keeping it steady with 24, but once again, Sydney, I'll talk to you about this, the power play. 0 for 4 from the Lakers, kind of reminiscent of what we've seen the past couple years with them, not being able to take advantage of the man advantage.
I know. It's, I hope they can really take advantage of it in the next quarter. So.
Well, especially with the, playing the number 1 team in the nation, you need to be taking advantage of any sort of power play, being up a guy, let alone 4 of them. You see Hobart found the back of the goal on the power play. The Lakers, they got to start doing the same.
100%. And also, Quinn Warmuth, at the end of his interview with Kaylee Richmond down at the sideline, really emphasized they got to stay out of the box, too. So that's something they can work on for this third period. I think they'd be in good hands.
Absolutely. A near flawless quarter, look at it. Period. A near flawless period for the Lakers. Didn't wind up going their way with the last 40 seconds. But they're not the only team. We'll talk a little bit about the power plays here, like we were talking about. Some missed opportunities for the Lakers. 4 tries, didn't find the back of the net once.
Yeah, I think that really comes down to communication with your teammates also. When it comes down to making those connections on the plays, you got to connect and communicate. The 2 C's, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I think they were just getting a little physical down there, and I think tensions were just really high. They were kind of freaking out a little bit.
It's a big game.
It is.
It's huge. Huge game. Teal Knight, first game, best team in the nation coming into town. Well, they're not the only team playing here tonight. We mentioned that Oswego Women's will be home. They're on the road today against William Smith. We'll take a look at how that game's going. Currently knotted up 1-1, much like this game after 2 periods of play. I mean, almost identical to what's going on in this game right now.
Yeah, it looks flipped, actually, right there. So, wow, it says a lot about the programs. It's probably how they're both run, or all 4 run.
Yeah.
It says a lot about them, and really just good games overall, too. Oswego's leading in faceoffs, though, really taking advantage as soon as the puck drops.
Absolutely.
So that's really important to have when you're playing difficult teams like these.
And much like the male counterparts to the Lakers, 0 for 3 on the power play. They're not capitalizing on it either.
No, and I hope they can have a turnaround. I'm sure tensions are high over there too.
Yeah,
So.
And of course they play them tomorrow night in the Deb, the same team once again. But we talk about it domestically. Let's look all the way around the SUNYAC with some of the scores. We'll give you some more score updates here. Again, Fredonia putting it on Tryon College 5-1 after 40 minutes of play, and then also around the SUNYAC we have a couple more final scores. And we see right there Cortland taking it to Lebanon Valley. And Buffalo State 2-1 over Kings College. Of course, Oswego met Buffalo State in the semifinals last year in the SUNYAC. They beat up Kings pretty bad. Buffalo State having a little bit of a tough time with these college teams.
Yeah. Buffalo State, when Oswego played them in the semifinals last season, I thought that was a really interesting game. I was on the edge of my seat, and that's what it's all about. But to see them play against Buffalo with the Buffalo State and Kings College, it's really good, really interesting games to watch. All around the SUNYAC, it's so competitive, and that's what we love to see. We love to see these teams going head to head and really showing that New York is here and gonna stay.
Right.
No, yeah, I agree. And it's really interesting to see all these scores, too, because you can kind of tell where each team is at the beginning of the season. And so it'll be really interesting to see later in the season where these teams are, what they're putting up on the scoreboards.
Well, let's talk about the game at hand. 20 more minutes of play. They've been neck and neck throughout this game. Jolie, I'll start with you. Well, let's talk about Hobart. What does Hobart need to do differently with the last 20 minutes of play?
I've noticed Hobart was messing up with kind of just the most simple passes.
Yeah.
And that was kind of off-putting in my head. It really looked like Lakers were taking the lead with and dominating in that aspect of controlling the ball. Puck. So I think that's really interesting to note, because coming off of being reigning champions,
Right.
you don't want to see that. That's basics. That's
A little
fundamentals.
sloppy. A little sloppy for the number one team in the nation. Sydney, what about Oswego? What do they need to do?
Gotcha. So you're going to hit me with Hobart.
You can talk about Hobart if you want. Whatever you're feeling
I was
comfortable
going to
with.
say with Hobart going off of Jolie, like, you can just kind of, like, they were losing possession of it. I saw a
Absolutely.
few times they just sent it right down the ice, too, and it just kind of getting rid of it.
Yeah.
As for Oswego, though, I don't know. I need a second to think about that.
You got it. I'll come back to you with that one. Let's
Yeah.
talk a little bit about the atmosphere. It might not be the most jam-packed Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena, but it is loud in here tonight, guys. What do you think that affects some of the players on the ice right now? You think maybe that's a reason for some
Yeah.
Hobart slip-ups early on?
Right. I think that the crowd here, it's not the biggest that we've seen because we know whiteout. However, the crowd is here for a purpose, and it's for Mary Gosick. I
Yeah.
think that's what really hones us into the whole purpose of today's game and what we're all like rooting for. Yes, we're here to watch hockey, but at the end of the day, there's more to life, right? So
Sure.
I think that's what that component comes into everybody's head when they're watching. So you feel passion throughout the arena.
Yeah, passion was the word I was just going to use.
Yeah, no, I agree. Everybody that's here is here for a reason. So I'm not sure if that would necessarily be throwing Hobart off for any reason. It'd be kind of interesting if it was, but
Right.
you never know.
Absolutely. Well, 20 more minutes of play here as Sweet Caroline starts playing. That can mean only one thing. We're getting closer to the final period of the game. Current score. Oh, we're doing a little Sweet Caroline.
Come in, Cindy.
We got to get on to it here. Hold on. It's messed me up looking at the monitor. But either way, we're going to try to figure this out over the next couple minutes. On the other side of the break, Kyle and Kenny are going to take over the final 20 minutes of regulation play. It's Teal Night. Everybody's fired up. It's tied. 1-1. Big 20 minutes coming up on the other side of the break here on WTOP 10.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to
So
say it
for
like
the
this.
swim team
Storm
and
Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man. Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get closer to that one.
Matthew,
Broadcast
look
news.
at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
And period number 3 is about to begin, just a minute away from puck drop as the Lakers and the Statesmen take the ice once more. Thank you for tuning back in to WTOP 10. I'm Kyle Spizak alongside Kenny Gerard. And Kenny, 20 minutes to seal the deal for either team.
Well, as the bell tolls again here in the depth, we're finally into this last period, and what we need from both teams is, well, like we said last time, another goal, of course. Someone needs to get a goal to take the victory here. We got 1-1 so far. And as I had said last time, it was a few mistakes on either side that had cost either team a goal. Basically, lock down those small mistakes. Don't let those little defensive things get in your way. Getting pickpocketed has been a killer for both sides. Keep the puck in your control. Maintain your gaps. Maintain your zones. Do your job. And if people do their job and do it right on the ice, that's your key to success for the rest of this game.
Yeah, the back check for both teams has been absolutely unreal. Hustling on both ends. Even if they're a forward, it doesn't matter. They're hustling all the way down the ice on offense and coming back to play defense, which is a testament of a very strong team. Now starting lines, Will Crane, Khalil Fontana, Chris Duclair, and on the other side, Arkan Sleeth Calabufo. As right away, Hobart wins it back into their own zone. Goes back to Wooth. Wooth throws it up around the boards. Back into the center ice. Calabufo picks it up, and he takes a huge hit in the corner from Patterson. Kept in by Sleeth. He's going to dump it back down in. Wooth on Calabufo. Calabufo taking a beating in the corner. Slips out. Sleeth still got it. Sleeth trying to do an extra move, just a little too much. Coming down with some speed now is Crane. Crane trying to shoot it from a weird angle, and it's going to go over and into the netting.
Well, we're seeing a little bit of what we saw last time. People are maintaining their zones, and that has been good for both sides so far. You see the Statesmen start to back out just in time when they got two crunching into the corner. They're maintaining, they're ready to go back down the ice. While Oswego, they're doing the same thing. They get someone plugged up, other guys move away, and ready to take the puck back.
As the faceoff goes back to Hobart, picked up in the corner by Dickinson. Dickinson gets it up to Bull. Bull coming across blue line with some speed, 3-on-3 for the Lakers. Trying to get it in front, can't do so. It's going to be ice all the way down the ice. And icing will be called. The Lakers will get a face-off in Hobart's zone.
What a good dump there by Hobart to clear it out, regroup. It's been a fast first minute. Both teams are coming out quick. We know both teams are sitting here at this tie. Both teams want to start off their season perfect. Both teams high up in the poll. Both teams playing good. It's going to be a great finish here in the Deb.
As face-off goes to the Lakers, Gato wraps it around the back of the boards. Baker pinches down and keeps that puck alive. Picked up on the corner by Buzaveria before Dickinson chases it to the slot and regains possession. Gato trying to make a pass, gets intercepted along the way by Swift. Iasenza bringing it across the line. Iasenza chips it to himself in the middle. Swift gets it at the point, dumps it back down into the corner. Picked up by Fudger. Back around, trying to do a long pass up to Gato, little out of his range. As Gato throws a huge hit on Swift. Back behind the net, and the net is going to be off its pegs. Stoppage of play. We'll have a face-off in the near side zone.
We're seeing a few huge hits from both sides. Swift, I knew you were in trouble when you skated in. He had a good hit there, knocking the goal right out of its pegs. And it's, like I said, it's been really physical all day long. And both teams trying to keep up that physicality and trying to lay the line and show which team's going to come out more energetic and more physical to start this third and final period.
And taking the face-off for the Statesmen will be Aquero. Aquero, the leading point scorer on the national championship team last year. Aquero with 21 goals, 18 assists, and 39 points on the campaign last year. As Fudger gets tripped up, and the Lakers find themselves a man up once again. Bad miscue for the Statesmen as they will find themselves down a man for the next 2 minutes. Jonah Alexander with the tripping call.
Well, another early penalty here, and we're going to see a power play for Oswego. Hobart's already capitalized on a power play, but their penalty kill has been perfect so far this season. Since all of them have come against Oswego so far, we're going to see if Oswego can finally capitalize on a power play here this season.
And this is the prime opportunity for him as last period, Hobart scores on the power play with a minute left in play for the period. Oswego trying to get one back of their own and up the ante to 2-1. And faceoff's going to go all the way down into Lakers zone. Duclair with some heavy pressure. Francis is going to angle him off, and that one's going to be tipped by Hobart. Goes down in the zone. Fudger on the attack. They're going to fly all the way out of the zone. That one's going to go into the crowd. Get a free puck for the night.
Oh, another free puck after throw a puck just happened, and well, there you go. Another souvenir. They've gotten a stick tonight. They've gotten a puck. A lot of souvenirs that go around here for Teal Night.
As we see the Gosick supporters all along the top of the Deb coming out showing support on a very special night for Mary Gosick.
Yeah, a very special night for the Gosick family. Like we said, beginning off his 20th season as head coach of the Lakers, it's been a great night for Gosick, and well, hopefully the cherry on top for Gosick could be a victory for his team.
And a fun fact about Gosick, as Duclair is coming down with a bit of speed, he's going to start and stop, and Shell's going to glove that one down before he gets snowed by a Hobart player. And he takes a little bit of a shove from an Oswego player. He's not getting away with snowing his goalie like that.
No, he didn't like it at all. Get a bit chippy here again, and like I said, physicality's up, tensions are up. It's a big game, and we're winding down quickly here, and both teams are fired up.
But anyways, back to what I was saying about Gosick. So these two teams usually play each other at the beginning of every season as the home opener. Starts all the way back in 1979. Gosick coaching this team for his 20th year now as head coach. But when this matchup started in 1979, you know who was a player on that team?
Ed Gosick.
Ed Gosick.
Ed Gosick was a player on that 79 team. A lot of history for Gosick in Hobart.
79 to 82 was his playing tenure. Comes on to the Lakers as an assistant in 90. Takes over head coach in 03. Now his 20th season, a lot of matchups against Hobart, so a long history between these two teams and these two coaches. As coming around is Oswego, gets up to the point, and Warmouth in an opportunity there, and what a save by Beaver! Lays out, keeps it out of the back of the net. Diving across, an unreal save. Warmouth gets it back up at the point again. Warmouth trying to find backdoor. Gets it up to Sleeth. Sleeth trying to throw it to the point. Can't connect. Bull facing some heavy pressure from Daniels, but Bull comes away with it. Warmouth with it now. Oswego is not able to get themselves on sides. 27 seconds left to go in the power play for the Lakers. And only one shot to show for it, but that was a heck of a shot.
Yeah, we're going to see a replay here of the save. Puck comes flying in, and, well, Hobart's feeling the Beaver fever as he's not going to let that one get by. Here it comes, and here he is. Way to use his head, and he blocks it, and that's it. Nothing for Oswego on the power play so far. 30 seconds left to go.
They may wear a lot of pads, but those goalies sure are athletic.
That's one thing for sure. These goalies have played phenomenal on both sides tonight.
As face-off draw goes back to Lassman. Lassman's going to dump it all the way down the ice. Shell's going to stop it and give it off to Semrad. Semrad stops behind his own net, creates a little bit of separation. Barrett now with some speed. Barrett comes down, high circle, takes a shot, and that one's gloved away by Beaver. A good shot opportunity, a better glove.
A great glove again by Beaver. Another snag by Beaver. I feel like I've said Beaver a lot today. And Beaver has just been fantastic so far.
And
He's been a brick wall.
We're going to throw a sideline to Kaylee Richmond, who's right up front for all the action.
Hey guys, I'm here with Ryan from the Oswego men's swimming and diving team. Ryan, what's it like being here tonight?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. It's electric. Got the whole stadium packed full of people. I did watch some good Oswego State hockey. It's a fun night.
Absolutely. So the meaning of Teal Night, what does that mean to you?
Well, honestly, it's a big deal that we're able to do this. Cancer is something that's no joke. I'm sure everyone here could agree cancer sucks. So it's nice to see everyone support such a terrible disease that people unfortunately are affected with.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Ryan, for your time. Have fun at the game.
Thank you.
And during that play right there, Belov scores a goal for the Hobart Statesmen. They take the lead 2-1 as we take a look at the replay, Kenny. Just an absolute laser of a shot.
Yeah, not much you can do there as Cal Shell just couldn't get the leg down quick enough. And that puck, I think I saw some sparks come off the back of that when he shot it.
The Lakers find themselves down a goal now, having to play the catch-up game as McQuaid grabs it at the blue line. Gets it over to his defenseman, and going down, the Lakers will get it into the corner. McQuaid on the forecheck. Daniels is going to get that one out for Hobart, as chasing it back will be Noah Bull. Bull gets it over to Dickinson. Dickinson gets it up to McQuaid. Grimshaw's going to pause with it at the blue line. A shot opportunity there, goes off the pad, and two big saves for Beaver. Back out in front and able to get it out. Coming along is Aquero. Aquero and can't get it through. blocked by Oswego's defense. A good defensive play. Baker with it in the corner, going to throw it around, looking for Dickinson, can't get it there. It's going to be kept in. Back in front, Hobart with a chance for Cuero, but blocked away by the Lakers. Grimshaw taking a slew of sticks, but able to get across the blue line before Hobart comes back with a one-on-two opportunity. They're going to drop it back for Cuero. Cuero trying to get in front for a shot, and that one's going to be taken away by the Lakers. Sleeth now gets caught up at the blue line. Baker back over to Francis, up to Sleeth. Sleeth coming across the center of the ice, drops it for Calabufo, trying to find a backdoor Arcan, little too hard. Francis with a huge pinch to keep it in, and a redirection goes off the pad.
It seems a few bad passes from the Lakers have been what's been costing them so far. A lot of good opportunities for the Lakers, and so far yet to capitalize here in this third period, while Hobart has been playing lights out and capitalizing on their opportunities.
And Hobart not happy about that icing call at all whatsoever. Duclair thinks he beat that one out, but the ref's call is the ref's call at the end of the day, so the faceoff will travel all the way back to the far side circle in Hobart's zone. Taking the draw for the Lakers will be Shane Bull. Lakers looking to find something here with a good starting position on this faceoff. As Hobart's going to immediately take it out of the zone, gets it over to Duclair. Duclair puts it through the legs of a player, and Shell comes up big and makes a save there. Duclair jumped right around him with ease.
That was a beautiful play. He was slicing and dicing and almost got the shot there, but like we were saying all day, two great goalies, and Shell makes a great stop there to keep the gap from getting any larger for the Lakers.
And some extracurricular activities going on out front of the net, but the refs are going to let it go, send them back, just say, play some hockey. Duclair with the face-off, one back to Fontana. Fontana turns around, tries to rip a shot, goes high, off the glass. Flack going to dump it off the end board to Semrad. Semrad dumps it off to Gato. Bull loses it in his feet, gets caught up at the blue line. That's going to be offsides.
Yeah, a little offsides there. It was a little bit too fast, didn't quite get there, but that honestly for me was good defense by Hobart. Got in his way, seeing his teammate was coming flying down, and well, he slowed him up just enough to get the offsides call, and we're going to see a neutral zone faceoff.
Connor Smart taking the draw against Buzavaria. Swift off the end board. And it's going to be a race for it now. Iasenza and Barrett going at it with each other. Barrett loses the wheel, but he's able to get into the corner and put up a battle. Chip to the middle to Smart. Smart's just going to dump it down in the corner, chase his own entry. Coming back now with a little bit of speeds. Hobart taking it wide. Daniels, he's going to dump it down in. Good defense keeps him away from the puck. As Iasenza behind the net creates a disturbance. Smart now. Tries to do a stop and go, gets tricked up. And Beaver's going to play it back behind the net as Hobart's going to have a lot of ice to make a move with. Chipped in, Shell. Off the glass, Oswego's just going to chip it out. Arcan trying to battle for it, trying to get there first. But Hobart gets it back out once again.
Hobart's been playing excellent defense here this period. They are flying around, kind of similar to what we saw the first period, but just a little bit better.
12:30 left to go in period number 3 as that one's going to get chipped down in the corner. Back behind the net, it's a scrum once again. This one's going to get out. Sleeth has it. Players behind as the scrum was still going on after Sleeth exited the zone. Sleeth coming down now. He shoots a backhand. Bad angle shot, but trying to get something on net and try for a rebound opportunity.
And Beaver stopped that rebound opportunity for them, and like we said, Beaver's been great so far tonight. He's been excellent, and like we said last season, he barely let anything get by him, if at all. And he's just, I guess, he's been lights out tonight, and Shell's been great tonight too. It's just been a matchup of the goalies.
I mean, yeah, .955 save percentage, the best goaltender in the nation with an 18-2 record last season. As Hobart gets it back in their own zone, they're going to dump it off the boards. Warmouth off his skate in center ice before Bull just shoots it down in the zone. Beaver plays it back behind the net. Up to Shell. Shell's going to pass it across to Patterson. Patterson gets the red line and just dumps it in. And a huge hit from Patterson. He takes down Shane Bull. Bull without a glove, but he continues to go on the ice before getting a change. Alexander trying to make a play, but he gets blocked up by Fudger. And Shell trying to take a hit on an Oswego player, but misses it. As battling through is Fudger. Fudger not giving up, keeps on going. Tries to kick it like a soccer ball, but he slides a little bit. And Shell tries to go around, but a good defensive stop. Keeps it in the neutral zone. They're playing hot potato with the puck in the neutral zone. Nobody's possessing it at all whatsoever, just bumping it from person to person, Kenny.
Yeah, Oswego looking at a very discombobulated offense. They're not finding much of a rhythm. They just seem to be dumping, throwing the puck around, and, well, I guess even playing a little bit of soccer.
Yeah, without a doubt, just not looking as composed as they had been previously in the first and second period. They seem to be in a little bit of a panic mode now. They're not taking their time, letting plays develop. They're trying to force too much, go too quick. They're getting ahead of themselves.
Right. You don't want to get into this panic mode late in the game. You got to still play with control. Play the way you were playing before. But now when they get into this sort of panic mode and Hobart gets into this rhythm with the momentum on their side, Oswego not capitalizing on any opportunities.
And offsides is called as this game continues to be very, very physical. More and more hits being thrown each minute we get deeper into the third period. Seeing Hobart throw a lot of hits towards Oswego.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of big hits from Hobart. Hobart just really seeming to command this game right now. Big hits, great defense. It's been lights out for Hobart. They're playing an almost perfect third period so far, doing exactly what they needed to do coming out of the intermission.
Grimshaw with it now. He's going to dump it back for a winger before Hobart regains possession, and they're going to dump it down. Duclair now in a foot race. Duclair's going to get a shot off, but it's blocked back by Shell. And Duclair throws a punch at an Oswego defenseman. No call. The refs ignore it. And that was blatant, Kenny. That was straight to the face.
Not one to talk about referees during a game, but an awful missed call there, and it's gonna cost the Lakers a power play that they could have very desperately needed here.
And McQuaid takes a shot there, gloved and stopped by Beaver. And Duclair throwing hands straight into the face of an Oswego defender, but Oswego got theirs back on the other end, throwing some shots back their way. But still, that's not a play you often see in hockey at all whatsoever.
No, not very often, and not very often a missed call either.
As a scrum ensues behind the net, A.J. Ryan on Swift. Dickinson pinching down in. Rocco trying to get a shot off there, but the puck was in the air. This is not baseball. Taking a hit is Buzavaria before Oswego regains possession of the puck in their own zone. Dickinson chips it off the boards, getting it up to Rocco. Rocco trying to chip it to Gato, but Hobart gets it back. And that's going to be called icing. Does not hit the stick of Hartman. Faceoff will go all the way back to Hobart's zone. And what a close game this is, Kenny. 2-1, 9:16 left in the third. Shots 22-20.
It's been a tight game this entire time, and now we're seeing tempers flare. And what Hobart is used to doing now is they're playing with Oswego's emotions just a little bit. They're keeping them on their toes. They're laying big hits, making legal plays, and they're really just frustrating the Lakers and trying to get them out of their zone.
As the puck goes into the seats there, almost hits a fan, but it doesn't. We're safe for now.
We are safe for now. A little close to the press box, just kind of close.
Just a little bit. It was a couple rows over from us.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, a lot of pucks leaving the playing surface today, sticks leaving the playing surface today. A little bit of everything going on for game one of the season.
A little bit of everything is right, Kyle.
Neutral zone face-off won by Hobart. And no icing. They say it was within Warmouth's range to grab. So Warmouth is going to chip it up the boards, and crossing the red line is Sleeth. 2-on-2 for the Lakers. Sleeth gets it to Arkan. Arkan tries to stop and throw it in front for a trailer. Nobody was there. Calabufo battling along the half boards now before Francis is able to dig it back. Francis keeps it going. And Hobart is going to get an offsides call there. And another cross-check after the play. A blatant cross-check by Aquario. And no call again.
Wow. Wow, another no call there, and that's quite surprising, Kyle.
And with tensions rising, we're sending it sideline to Kaylee Richmond, who has the up-front view of everything going on.
Hey guys, I'm here with
Caleb,
Cole,
Braden.
So what brings you guys out here tonight?
Just to come
the Oswego win
and have some fun and get rizzy.
Absolutely. So what do you hope for at the end of the game?
I hope we take the dub. I hope we take the dub. Wins.
Yeah, we're gonna take the dub.
Absolutely. Very exciting vibes going on here in the student section. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Kaylee. As Flack takes a shot from the point, Gato with an opportunity, but he's getting badgered behind the net by Lastman. Gato does the start and stop, escape turn, able to create a little bit more space, but Semrad's not able to keep that one in. They'll regroup back in the neutral zone. Semrad trying to make a pass just too far out of the way, and that's going to be an icing face-off in the far side of Oswego's zone.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, it seems like Hobart is continuing to play the emotional game with the Lakers. They seem to have got their tempers flared and, well, getting away with a couple of penalties that we think were missed calls. And if you're going to rob a bank once and get away with it, you're going to do it again. And so far it's working to Hobart's advantage. They're using the emotional game on Oswego, trying to get them flared up and not in their zone ready to play this game, as they need to be tight and together to win this game.
Oswego showing a lot of composure, though, a big improvement from last year, as we would see a lot of retaliation penalties from the Lakers last season. So good to see that they're not falling into the extra details that don't need to be going on after the play. But still not something you like to see either way.
Right, Oswego trying to stay away from those extracurriculars that may cost them a game.
Fudger with a shot goes into the chest of Beaver. 7:14 left to go in period number 3 of play here on WTOP 10. I'm Kyle Spizak alongside Kenny Gerard. Shots 22 apiece. Hobart leads the Lakers 2-1 in a very intense and physical matchup.
Yeah, it's been a very intense and physical matchup, and like I said, we've said it probably 1,000 times tonight, physicality has been the key to this game, and so far both teams keep the physicality up, and it's going to continue to be a good game as we're winding down with only 7 minutes left to go.
Puck pinned along the half board right at the blue line. Kept in by Grimshaw. Grimshaw is just going to take it back into the neutral zone, try to find something to do with it. Gets it to Dickinson. Able to get it into the zone. They dump it in the corner and begin the chase. Chipped up the boards, coming up now is Aquario. Gets it over, and a huge save from Shell! Goes across the crease to shut down Iasenza. Back into the neutral zone. Hobart's going to wrap that one along the boards. Shell gets out of his crease, stops it behind the net for Dickinson. Dickinson high off the glass, gets it into the neutral zone, but Hobart turns it right back around. Iasenza gets it down. Iasenza, and a shot. Weird angle. Shell's able to stop it. Fontana going at it with a player after. As we take a look at the replay, what an opportunity. What a better save by Shell.
Yeah,
laying it all out.
A great opportunity there for Hobart. As we've mentioned again, Shell playing excellent tonight, and we can see why Hobart's a believer in Beaver back there. He's been great as well. Both goalies putting out outstanding numbers to start off the season.
Goaltending matchup of the century to start the season here. 6:08 left to go in period 3. That's going to escape the zone. Hobart has to dump it back down in. And back to Perryman before Warmouth picks it back up in Oswego's zone. He gets it to Smart. Smart doesn't skate the puck, tries to pass it off. And another puck in the stands. if you're here, you might as well get a free puck with your attendance.
That's right. We've seen a lot of pucks, and like we said earlier, even a stick went into the crowd earlier. Lots of souvenirs to go around here for the Teal game.
Free shirts, free sticks, free pucks. You get a little bit of everything here at the Deb on a Friday night.
You get a little bit of everything here at the Deb on Friday.
As Sleeth's draw takes up the face-off against Crane. Tied up, but it will be broken out of the zone. And Francis loses the stick, but he's able to pick it up on the go. Francis grabs it back behind Oswego's zone. Hits a quick stop. Starts the breakout pass to Calabufo. Shell gets out-grinded by Calabufo. Pinned against the boards again. Shell finally gets it down into Oswego's zone as the other Shell will stop that. And as we head over to the cooler for the women's team playing William Smith College, Tessa Mucha scores to put the Lakers up 2-1 over William Smith in Geneva, New York, late in the third period as we have 5 minutes to go here. Similar score, just flipped the other way around.
That's right, and yeah, we'll see the Oswego women's Laker hockey team be here tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock, here on WTOP.
As Barrett picks that one back up in his own zone. Gets it over to Baker. To Flack. Gets it to Bull, and Bull just a little bit too far outside. Wrapped around by Semrad up to Barrett. Barrett looking for Semrad across. And Daniels tries to bounce it up the boards, but it gets lost in his ref's skate. Lucky break for Oswego as Barrett has it. Back at the blue line. He takes a stick to the ankle, but fights through it. Barrett dumps it back down in. Oswego has to regroup and clear the zone. Smart on the pressure. And Swift's going to throw it up the ice. That one's going to be tipped in, so no icing call. Beating it to it was Crane. Gets pinned against the boards by Barrett. Barrett falls on top of Crane. As Crane's grabbing Barrett, and they're having a wrestling match. This isn't WWE.
This is WTOP.
That was too smooth, Kenny.
That was pretty smooth.
That was way too smooth, Kenny. I got to give you that. That was a good one.
Well, we are seeing a bit of wrestling on the ice, and I mean they could at least went to the the lines of the circles like a real wrestling mat. But like we said earlier, a lot of physicality here tonight, and emotions flying high. Only 4 minutes left here in the Deb to see if the Lakers can tie this thing up.
A lot of pushes thrown, but not a lot of whistles blown, Kenny.
That is right. That was also smooth.
As at the point, that one's going to be dumped down in by Patterson. Pinned up in the corner is Fontana. Crane's going to pin Ryan at the red line before Oswego regroups and gets it back. A whiffed pass. And then a blown tire for the Lakers. The Smart's trying to get across and just get it in the zone. Floated back out by Hobart. On the chase is Aquero. Wuth dumps that one back down in. Chased in the corner by Francis. Francis up to Ryan. Ryan off the high glass trying to get it. And no hand pass called. Aquero gets it up to Hartman. Hartman trying to dish it through the legs of a player, and Ryan takes a hit, but Oswego's able to get the puck out of the zone. Ryan has it at center ice. Gets it up to Francis. Francis takes it along the boards, trying to throw something in front of the net, but Hobart collapses and collects the puck. Aquero now coming down with some speed. He's taking some heavy pressure from Connor Sleeth. Francis intercepts the pass in the middle. Shell kicks that one down, dumps it back down in, picked up by Francis once more. Warmoth up to Arcan. To Sleeth. Sleeth gets pickpocketed by Duclair. Duclair might be one of the fastest players I've ever seen. This man is everywhere the puck is, Kenny.
Yeah, he is flying around. Every time I look, he's there. He's quick. There's no other way to put it. He is just quick.
2:15 remaining in the game as Arcan can't get that one out of the zone. It's tied up along the blue line. Offside's called. Faceoff will go into the neutral zone as the Lakers have 2 minutes and 10 seconds to score and either push this thing into extras or at least try to come out of here with a point.
Yeah, you know, they're at least hoping to tie it up or get a point or something here. And, well, ladies and gentlemen watching at home, this is the drama you've been looking for Teal Night game.
So Hobart's going to take it back in their own zone, dumping it off the high glass now. And whistle blown. Face-off will be down in Oswego zone. Oswego without any shots in the last 7 minutes, Kenny. They got to start getting something on net if they want to try to extend this game.
Yeah, Hobart has been absolutely locked down on this back half of the third period. I had mentioned earlier how they space out pretty well and crash in hard. They've maintained their gap control. They're doing everything right that they need to do, and so far it's been silencing the Lakers.
An opportunity for the Lakers there, but Swift dives into the puck. And coming down now is Bull with a bit of speed. He's going to be able to poke it past to Iasenza. Bull gets tossed into the corner, but it's thrown back up to the point, and Gato's going to get it. He takes a shot opportunity, and the Lakers score! Tie game, 2-2.
And you always say it ain't over until it's over. A minute 37 left in the game, and here come the Lakers. A quick late goal, a beautiful play, and Kyle, we're gonna take a look at the replay right here. A good shot, a little breakdown of the defense. He turns around, looks for it, shot just barely sneaking by Beaver, and that's a goal for the Lakers. And Kyle, you were saying they need to get a shot finally. Well, there's one for you. It's tied up 2-2 with a minute 30 to go.
And Tyler Flack ties up the game with under 2 to go. And we have a whole different hockey game here now, folks. As Hobart's going to get it in center ice. Lakers pushing back against them. Going back into their own zone. Dickinson chased by Duclair. Dickinson now coming up with a little bit of speed. He's going to dump it off to Arcan. 3-on-2 for the Lakers. Arcan taking it wide. Arcan's going to get shoved in the corner before the puck goes up to Crane. It's going to be thrown all the way down the ice, and icing will be called. 1:05 remains in this game. And what a change of energy in the depth in the last minute, Kenny.
I was feeling the energy slowly leave the building in the Deb, and it's back. And it's back better than it's been all day today. We've got 1:05 left. If you want drama, this is drama from two great teams, two ranked teams, the number 1, the number 11, 1 minute left in the game, all tied up at 2.
And a shot opportunity for the Lakers there, but Beaver gloves it down. And some more pushing and shoving in front of the net. Shane Bull getting involved with it this time. Jared Patterson and Shane Bull chirping at each other. Bull will take the face-off for the Lakers. Crane for Hobart. Gato's just going to dump that one back behind the net as we have 1 minute in the third period remaining. Back up Flack, got it back behind the net. Flack trying to bring it out in front, just loses control of the puck. And that one's going to be shot from the blue line, just kind of thrown on net, gloved down by Beaver as Flack scores the goal. Assists from Gato and Semrad.
Beautiful play, as we had mentioned earlier, and there's the Beaver we've known all night. Now we'll get another stop, and well, Kyle, here we are dead even again. 25 shots for Oswego, 25 shots for Hobart, 2 goals apiece. 40 seconds to go here in the third in the Deb for Teal Night.
It's about as even as you can get, Kenny. It's going back down the other way. Baker's going to regroup it with 30 seconds left on the clock. Takes it up to Calabufo. Rocco now coming down with some speed. Puck's going to go in the center of the ice. Gets behind Calabufo. Now coming down is Daniels. Daniels gets it across. And what a save, Cal Shell! Across the crease, shutting it down. 13 seconds left to go. Lakers are going to dump this one down in. Rocco's going to chase it back behind the net. 6 seconds left to go. 5. As coming down the ice now, Hobart, they're just going to skate it until the clock runs out. And that's the third period. What a last minute. Flack ties up the game on a huge goal. Shell comes across with the biggest save of the season.
And we're going to take a look at the replay here. Here comes a beautiful shot, 2-on-2 opportunity. Shell dives and stops the puck. a beautiful save. And hey, man, we've been saying it's a goalie game all day today. And, well, how else would it get pushed into overtime without a beautiful goalie stop by Cal Shell?
Yeah, I mean, this is not football, but I mean, that's his Heisman moment right there. That was Cal Shell's Heisman moment.
That was absolutely his Heisman moment. That is a great stop to keep his team in this game. And Beaver making a couple good stops on his end towards the end of the game. Both goalies putting their team on their back, making great saves, great plays, and pushing their team into overtime.
Without a doubt. And I'm going to have to bring back Coach Kenny real quick. Coach, if you're the Lakers, you're Ed Gosick, what are you saying to this team right now?
Oh, man, I can never fill the shoes of Ed Gosick, but what I'm telling him now is we've got the momentum on our side. We had a great goal. We had a great save. We've got a packed house. It's teal night. The momentum is on their side. What they got to do is not let the emotions get to them. Hobart has tried to play with their emotions a lot, and it worked earlier on in the period, and we saw them break down a lot. Now you got to go out there and play your game. We have some fun 3-on-3 hockey coming up. You got to go out there, play your game, do your job, maintain your zones, do everything you were doing at the end of that period. Keep the game in your control. Don't lose control. Don't lose momentum.
And now, Kenny, I got to ask you the other side. If you're Mark Taylor, what are you telling Hobart?
Well, you're telling Hobart, we're the national champions. We've been in worse positions. We went to overtime with Adrian, and we came out on top in overtime. They're coming out knowing they can handle this opponent. They're going to come out and do the same thing I said for Lakers. Maintain your zone. Maintain control. Keep the game in your possession. Keep the game under control. Don't let your emotions flare. Don't let the crowd get to you. Don't let the Laker faithful get into your head. You want to come out there, play your game, and play it right.
As we go into overtime now, shots 25, Oswego shots 26. Hobart 2-2, 3-on-3 hockey. That's the rules of overtime hockey. You play 3-on-3, a lot of open ice, a lot of skating, and a lot easier chance of a goal, Kenny.
And here we are. This is drama, this is hockey, and this is opening night on WTOP and in the Deb.
Can't ask for a better way to start. 5 minutes on the clock. Overtime has begun as Flack's going to throw that one across the red line back into Hobart's zone. Swift takes it back behind his own cage. He's going to pause there, allow the play to develop. A lot of open ice. Swift cutting through that blank space as they dump it down into the corner. Flack back behind the net. He's going to find streaking Shane Bull. Shane Bull with a chance here, and he gets destroyed from behind. Great opportunity, and he gets swallowed up by the defense of Hobart, crashing into Beaver and his net. But what an opportunity 30 seconds into OT.
It's been a quick 30 seconds in the Deb. Both teams are hot. And we're going to take a look at the replay right now of that save. It was just close. I mean, it's been energetic. There's no other ways to put it. It's just been absolutely fast and energetic to start this overtime period.
You can't ask for a better place to have this kind of game in the Deb. Energy is unlike any other. We're going to throw it quickly to Kaylee Richmond on sideline as she gets us the up-close view of this overtime.
Melinda's AirPods.
It's fine. Where is it? Right here. Talent. Here, can you try and figure that out?
Yeah.
Right. You're in there, so.
So that's going to go back into Hobart's zone. We apologize for the technical difficulties. Coming across now is Fontana. Fontana coming down with a little bit of speed. He tries to get a shot off. Big stick from Shane Bull. Shuts it down. Duclair now in the corner. Duclair's got two Lakers on him. Bull's going to take it. Oswego's got a 3-on-1 opportunity. Coming down now is Barrett. Barrett with a shot up. Flack scores! Tyler Flack ends it in OT!
Would you believe in magic, Kyle? There it is, the game-winning goal for the Lakers.
Kenny,
what an overtime period.
I got one question for you. Do you believe in miracles?
I believe in miracles. Happy Halloween. Look at that. Oh, my God. Let's take a look at the replay of the game-winning goal for the Lakers. 3-on-1 opportunity. Here it comes. Shot. Miss off to the side. And he just came back. He gets it in. Beautiful.
Tyler
The best way they could have ended that.
Flack is tonight's hero. The storybook ending at Oswego. Number 11 upsets number 1 in the nation on the first game of the year.
My birthday might have been last weekend, but we got a late birthday gift from the Lakers for me, and that's one way to have teal night. A great play, and now we're going to get a look at the replay from Flack. 3-on-1 opportunity. Here it comes. Left shot, score, back of the net, and that's where the Lakers took the win, 3-2 in overtime.
And what a game. What a way to end it. The Lakers trailed 2-1, just a minute 35 left in the third. And what do you know? They come out with the OT win against the national champions.
Something I was stunned to see. A great game. Two great opponents. And let's not disregard the way Hobart had played today. Hobart was fantastic. Hobart's goalie Beaver was locked down until the very end. He was great, making beautiful stops all night long, keeping the team on his back. Their defense was great. Zone control was great. Both teams played great, and it just happened to be that Oswego may have played just a little bit better. And you know what, Kyle? I'm confident in saying this isn't the last time we're going to see these two teams play this year.
No, there's a very good chance that these two teams will see each other later on in the year. Two extremely powerful programs. Tyler Flack, 2 goals on the night to give Oswego the 3-2 win. You might as well call that man 7-11 because he's always open.
Always open is right, 7-11. What a beautiful analogy, Kyle. That was good. It caught me off guard a little bit. But there you go. We see the Lakers smack their sticks in the middle logo. A great way to start off Go6 20 season and honor the late Mary and the Teal game tonight. We saw some beautiful stuff happen tonight. A great win on top of the great event that we had here in the Deb. T-shirts all around, beautiful stuff happening, a great way to honor Mary.
Yeah, you can't ask for a better game than we just opened up the season with right here. If this wasn't an ice rink, if there wasn't glass, I'm sure the ice would be flooded with Oswego fans.
That's right. You would have seen a little bit of that college football momentum and seeing those fans come over the glass walls, but unfortunately there's glass walls, and we don't see anybody get too hurt tonight, so no one's going to be doing that here. But I know I saw everybody rise up, stand up, and it was absolutely electric following that game-winning goal from the Lakers.
As the Oswego State Lakers take game 1 of the year, 3-2 over the reigning national champions, the Hobart Statesmen, in a overtime win with Tyler Flack's goal, his second on the night. Cal Shell only gives up 2 against the national champions in a stand-up performance. And we're going to toss it over to break, but from the booth, that's all me and Kenny got. Pre-game, post-game show coming up after with Jolie, Kaylee, Sydney, and Jacob Bradley. For us up here in the booth, I'm Kyle Spizak. For Kenny Gerard, have a great night, folks, and enjoy Halloween.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up with that one. Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen, making them briefly
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up with that one. Matthew,
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
What a game to start off the regular season from the Deb. We're taking it up on the perch. A Lakers victory, upset alert as they would call it around the world. The Lakers knock off the #1 team in the nation in those Hobart Statesmen. I'm Jacob Bradley, joined by Jolie Santiago, Cindy Selleck, and Kaylee Richmond one last time. Kaylee, I'm going to start with you. The place came unglued twice in the matter of about 10 minutes with the game-tying goal and then the game-winning goal, both from Tyler Flack. What was it like down there?
Absolutely. Again, the energy was electric. I just, the silence before the goal actually happens and then the crowd erupting with cheers. It was amazing and it made my heart flutter. And it was so great to be down there on the ice level. I got to talk with Quinn Wormuth himself. And yeah, it was a great experience.
That's awesome. Little goosebumps, as Tommy Tyler would say. Little goosebumps.
Absolutely.
But let's take a look at those goals, both from Tyler Flack. We heard from him in the pregame show. We talked about the atmosphere and exactly how big this would be. And boy, did he come through. 2 of the biggest goals, I know it's easy to say, of the season so far, but potentially of his career so far as a Laker against the #1 team in the nation.
Yeah, for sure. These goals were insane, especially considering how intense it was in the third period. And the crowd, of course, went crazy with that one. And, having it back-to-back really shows a lot about you as a player.
Yeah.
The way that you're able to keep that momentum going despite the pressure says a lot.
Pressure makes diamonds.
No, 100%. And I was getting a little worried about in the third quarter because Oswego was just having a little trouble keeping the puck up on offense, up across center ice. But they picked it right up, and they had that goal. So.
Exactly. When you thought all hope was lost at the last minute, 30 left in the game, you hear that goal go through, and it's magic. So it was a very exciting moment for sure.
And it's got to feel so sweet for the Lakers, knocking off the reigning national champions. First time they've beaten them in now 5 years, picking up that big victory. But they're going to pay the price for it because in the morning, I'm sure they're going to be sore because, boy, was this game physical. Let's take a look at some of the physicality around this game. This Hobart's team, they were intimidating. You want to talk about bruisers. They left a lot of black and blue marks on the Lakers.
Yeah, we were looking at it from up here, but down there, they were definitely feeling it right there. There's just so many instances of when they were getting into those kind of heated either arguments, but also just pushing and shoving. But hitting against the glass, there was one against Connor Smart that I was like, is he okay?
Yeah, every time somebody hit the wall, I just winced a little bit. It just sounds like it hurt.
Yeah, with high tension brings high physicality in these types of games. That's what I love most about hockey. And I feel like the Lakers really brought their A game towards the end of the game and came through with a win. So
Absolutely.
Very
If
happy
you
with
liked
that.
car crash collisions, you were the loved this game because, boy, was it physical. Let's take a look at the game summary now. Just a great game overall. One of the better games that I've been a part of here in my couple years in Oswego. And right there, the Lakers, they get the win. It looks great, but the thing that jumps out to me immediately, 0 for 5 on the power play. It's a great win, but they can't get away with it.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Jacob. You know, all scores aside, it comes down to also taking advantage of what you get.
Yeah.
And when you aren't able to, it does hinder your abilities to succeed. Say down the line, it's a big game and they're going for a power play and they constantly keep getting it and they're not utilizing it and it's against a tough team. That's going to take them down. So they really want to make sure that they're honing in on those skills.
And they led in the shot department, though, Sydney. So something definitely, other than the win, something definitely to keep their head up about. 38 shots. They really peppered the goaltender tonight.
Yeah, I mean, for a while, the shots for each team were pretty on par. Like, they stayed pretty close with each other, but you could see, like, toward the end, the Lakers were taking some more shots. So,
yeah. They stopped the whole idea of quantity, not quality, and they really started taking some really good shots, Kaylee. But face-offs, 36 apiece from both sides. I mean, as even as it gets.
Exactly, as even as it gets. I mean, we were facing the #1 team.
Right.
I mean, that's got to be a compliment. to both
Absolutely.
teams.
Well, let's take one more look around the SUNYAC here, wrap up some of the games that we were showing you throughout, and just check out what exactly was going on. The Lakers upset alert, like we said, we might see them jump up in the national standings, but as far as domestically in the SUNYAC, Fredonia with a big win over Trine, 6-3. Of course, we knew about Geneseo. We knew about Brockport. Let's take a look at those other two games as well. As we looked at Cortland, 9-1 over Lebanon Valley, an absolute beating from the hands of the Red Dragon. And Plattsburgh, same thing, 6-0 final score. A team that was ranked higher. And then, of course, Buffalo State picking up a win for Kings College. So overall, a great day for the SUNYAC.
Right, for sure. And the fact that the Oswego game and the game here was just the only one that went into overtime. I felt like that's not so much surprising, but more of something to note. Okay.
Absolutely.
it was a tough game. So, it going into overtime and then the Lakers pulling through with the win, that was just amazing.
Yeah, no, it was an absolute shock going into overtime. I thought we were done for at the end of the third period,
Absolutely.
but like I said before, it was a great surprise, and I'm not disappointed at all.
Right, 59 minutes the Lakers took to tie that one up. It was absolutely incredible, great atmosphere. But they weren't the only Laker team to pick up a W tonight, as it was Oswego State on the road. Another thriller, much like here, 2-1. They knocked off Hobart's counterpart in William Smith College, 2-1. They weren't too hot on the power play either, but they dominated in the shots and the faceoffs, Kaylee.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, great thing for Oswego. Definitely something to keep going.
Sydney?
Yeah, and I'm sure tomorrow, hopefully, the women will keep up the same energy.
Absolutely, and I'll ask you, Jolie, one by one, I'm going to ask, or one by one, they W-O-N by O-N-E, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
But they play the same team tomorrow night here in the Deb, picking up the victory on the road. Now they come in front of the home ice with the teal night going on as well. Look, hopefully the Lakers, they might be looking at this as more of like a, hey, we already got one up on you. Now you come to our turf.
And having that crowd to support you
Absolutely.
will definitely help them in their really just playing their best game. Because, again, if it's teal night, you know what that means. The Lakers will show out for a good cause.
Absolutely.
And they're going to be here to support their Lady Lakers.
And I love the word that you used a little bit ago, the passion that this fan has. Now they have an excuse to scream, an excuse to yell and be crazy. So we'll have to see if that energy carries on into the women's night, our second game of the weekend set. But we'll go back to this game right now. Pete, this might sound like a bit of a rhetorical question, but how big was this win for the Lakers?
Where do we begin?
Yeah, where do we begin? It was a big win, a big surprise, but awesome. It was awesome.
I think personally it was absolutely huge, and like we were talking about a little earlier with like more fans showing up and showing out. You know, when the Lakers hear that the hockey team's doing good, more people come, and I know it was just the first game, but it really like set the bar high for this season. So, you know, we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. And I just want to point out the fact that I said that the Lakers. These two right here didn't agree with me, but I just think that's really good to, take note of, because people didn't have too much faith in the Lakers for this game. So I did. But
I won't say
others
what my
did not.
score was. I won't say what my final
Yeah, you
prediction
don't wanna
was.
hear it. We don't
gotta
Me and
talk
Sydney,
about it.
I mean, I don't know. Jolie might have just made that up on the fly. We don't really know. But
I believe you, Jolie.
but anyways, we'll talk about the next game that is on the horizon for the Lakers. It's next weekend right here in the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena, as they go one-on-one with, I believe it's Fredonia. I could be wrong. It is Fredonia. I got nods on the side. I should have wrote it down. But we're going to preview this game that comes tomorrow first, because we're not done with the weekend, like I said. Live 2:30 with the pregame show tomorrow night. William Smith versus Oswego right here in the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena on WTOP 10. And, of course, tomorrow night is the, what am I doing? Picking up something? What did he tell me in my ear? Take it home, that's what he said. Before we get out of here, though, I do just want to throw a special shout-out to the three ladies stood beside me here today, because it was history, not just for the Lakers, but for us as well, because for the first time in a long time, potentially ever, we have three women on the perch with me here today, and just with everybody here today. It's a truly honor and everything like that for you guys to be up here, and just know you guys are breaking down barriers for younger women that are maybe looking to get into broadcasting. So you guys should be very proud of yourselves.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us. It's been so much fun.
Absolutely. This will not be the last you see of these three women. But that'll do it for us today here on WTOP 10. An absolutely incredible game. One of the biggest games of the year. 3-2. The Lakers pick up the final score. Over there's Mike Neckers on camera 4. We're gonna take it. We're gonna throw it home and get you on out of here. Thank you for watching here tonight. On behalf of Director Ryan Joyce, Producer Garrett Chan, for myself, Jacob Bradley, Jolie Santiago, Sydney Selleck, Kaylee Richmond, and everybody that had anything to do with this game here today, we thank you. And as for tonight, the Lakers pick up the biggest win of the year, 3-2 over the #1 team in the nation. Thank you for watching.